All right, welcome back, Bronco Nation. This is Kyle Wilkinson along with my partner Dylan Block. The second year running the BK video live stream for you. We're here on a beautiful Friday night evening. Nothing better than high school football, Dylan, as the Broncos are taking on the Clarion Goldfield Dows Cowboys, renewing that Wright County rivalry as well, Dylan.
Yeah, good first game to start the year. Two teams that are bringing a lot of guys back, and Broncos primary bringing back to health is their big key for this game.
Yeah, Broncos, again, we've talked in the past how they are smaller and inexperienced and younger, and we can no longer say that. They got some youth on the team, Dylan, but, the inexperience is not there anymore. We got a lot of juniors and seniors. Got Brody Hefner coming back for his third year as the starting quarterback as well, leading the Bronco team. 2-7 last year, but they redistricted and had a very favorable district come their way in Class A football. The CGD Cowboys dropping down to 1A football this year, I believe. Correct, Dylan?
Correct. They are now 1A. We're still sitting at A, but able to match that up.
And the Cowboys bringing back offensive coordinator Paul Hench as he returns to high school football, known for running the wing T, and I'm guessing that's what we're going to see from the Cowboys tonight as the Broncos are going to spread it out. And, they've turned into kind of a pass first, run second team as they got a lot of outside weapons, especially returner Braden Doherty, a senior this year. Kind of hard to believe we're going to name Braden Doherty and Joe Hans as seniors. Griff Paulson in that group as well. Unfortunately, Griff Paulson out with a back injury at this point in time. Younger brother Blaze will be in the starting lineup as well. So kind of a parent's dream, seeing two siblings, two brothers starting on the field, and that'll happen at some point this season, just not tonight, unfortunately. Going back to Braden Doherty, however, Dylan, he's on the Class A Iowa Mr. Football watch list at receiver, breaking a record last year with the most receptions in a season for the Belmond-Klemme Broncos, previously held by Michael Knapp. And Braden Doherty comes in bigger, faster, stronger. You can see that as well on the field. Not too many receivers start at defensive end as well, Dylan, as Braden Doherty does for us.
Yeah, Braden, one of the better athletes to run through Belmont in the last couple of years. He's been a constant professional when it comes to working, and really just been a go-to guy for Brody. When Brody gets in trouble, he just looks Braden's way and throws it. And, again, we saw that right on key at the scrimmage we had in Forest City, North Iowa scrimmage. Triple covered, and Brody still threw it that way, and Braden somehow found a way to come down with it.
Yeah, Braden, I also saw he's going to be fourth on the list of returners in Class A football as in receiving yards from last year, fourth on that list. And then Brody Hefner also, I think, top 3 or top 4 defenders in takeaways, having 4 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball, and that's with being injured the final few games. So Brody Hefner, a big return for the Broncos on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Again, bringing that youth but not inexperienced Broncos as as Clarion hosts the Broncos as well tonight. Again, beautiful Friday night. They had 9 beautiful Friday nights last year, and we're opening up with the 10th this year, and looks good into next week as well, Dylan.
Yeah, again, it's nothing you can even complain about. Beautiful weather, a little warm up here in the box, but again, nice breeze out in the field, and again, Broncos playing their white uniform, just another little advantage with the sun shining. Yeah,
and again, like last year, we will cut to sponsorship breaks as well. And again, thanks to those sponsors, I think we have 8 of them this year. And, this wouldn't happen without you sponsors. So, again, thank you for that. We'll be playing those ads throughout the game as well at timeouts and halftime as well. So, anything else to add for our pregame show, Dylan?
I'll say just for those sponsors, if you have a business listening and would like to sponsor our program here at Play in the Game, just reach out to Carl at KOW, and he'll hook you up with how to set that up. He'll give you the different payment options, and you can help support the Bronco broadcast for all these home and away games.
All right, and as we see right here, right in front of us, Brody Hefner getting his knees taped up a little bit. Must have had a scrape or something on his knee. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and hopefully we can start the game fresh and come out. It's going to be 2 different styles tonight, Dylan. Wing T, smash, wall it up football, and spread it out football from the Broncos.
Yeah, again, it should be a nice clash of styles, and it all comes down to are the Broncos going to be willing to tackle. If they can really commit to that run and stop that option attack, they're going to be in a really good spot to win this game.
2 freshmen returning on the Broncos defense, Max Swisher, Jaime Stephenson as well. Both led Class A football and tackles as freshmen. 4 freshmen, I should point that out, but returning as sophomore starters. Again, pretty much what'd you say, Dylan? 9 out of 11 starters are returning, both on offense and defense this year for the Broncos. So a promising start to the season.
Yeah, with that, we're going to cut to a couple ads here, and when we get back in about 3 minutes, we'll be ready to run through the starting lineups for the Broncos tonight.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a 4-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuitionmatch today.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmont today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont, family-owned and operated since 1999.
Bronco fans, score big with Fast Fiber from ComOne, the local one. Our Fast Fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at comonenet.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from ComOne, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at comonenet.net today.
All right, we're back, Bronco Nation, as here in Clarion, Iowa, the Cowboys taking on the Broncos, renewing that Wright County rivalry as it's been gone away for the past few years, as they were a few classes ahead of the Broncos, and now only one class, Broncos being in Class A. The CGD Cowboys coming back into Class 1A, and it's going to be a great night of football. Dylan here as the Broncos take on the Cowboys. 2 different styles like we talked about. Broncos looking to spread it out, and the Cowboys looking to use the bulk of their line to wall off the runs and ground and pound on the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos just need to be ready for that pulling guard. Don't get caught watching, and again, going to be really on Carver and Max up the middle to see if they can kind of take out that pulling guard before it gets to them. And we do have the starters for the Broncos up on your screen there. Parker Doherty at center, Christian Berry at right guard, Zach Hansen at right tackle, and Carver Buchanan at left guard, Max Swisher at left tackle, Jackson Johans at tight end for us, Kyson Lamb and Braden Dory as the receivers, Ruben Guido at the running back spot, and taking the snaps tonight, third-year quarterback Brody Hefner as well. That is the offensive starters, as my partner Dylan here pulls up the defensive starters. At defensive tackles tonight, Christian Berry and Max Swisher.
Our defensive ends, Braden Doherty and Jackson Johans. Our linebackers tonight are going to be Ruben Guido, Jaime Stevenson, and junior Liam Fonier. Our safeties tonight, Brody Hefner and Blaze Paulson, and finishing out our defense at corner is going to be Wyatt Boozman and Saul Duran, as we are getting ready for the national anthem here. So we will take a break. We are running our own camera tonight, so bear with us again. First game jitters for us up here again too. Thanks for being back for a second year here on the BK Video live stream. And we'll go ahead and run a sponsor break while the national anthem plays, and we'll be back for the coin toss here in just a moment.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say, like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to, like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the AND school.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos!
Waldorf University's tuition match scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a four-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the tuition match scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuition match today.
All right, we're back, Bronco Nation, as the Broncos get ready to take on the Cowboys, and just waiting for the captains to come out and meet as they do the mock coin toss. They do normally do it pregame, and then they go ahead and mock it up here right before the game starts. It looks like our captains tonight are going to be number 7, Braden Doherty, number 50, Zach Hansen, number 8, Griff Paulson, number 23, Jackson Johans, and number 17, Brody Hefner, rounding things out.
Yeah, it looks like Clarion's captains that appear to be 26, Reed Campbell, 4, Selvin Gonzalez, 7, Huxley Leigenfelter, and I didn't quite catch that last number before he turned. Looks like 10 maybe? J.D. Morica, that would make sense.
And there we go. The Cowboys, it looks like, have won the toss, chosen to receive. And so it'll be first off Cowboys ball. And so we'll see the Bronco kickoff team head out onto the field here. I'm assuming the kickoff guy was Braden Doherty last year. I'd assume we would see the senior out there as well. But we'll wait a few moments here and take a look.
Yeah, very wing T thing to do. Start with the ball first, be able to run the clock, burn some energy, and we'll see if the Broncos come out to get a quick 3 and out.
If you missed our pregame show, Paul Hanch coming back for the CGD Cowboys as the offensive coordinator, so we will see the old style wing T with a little bit of shotgun wing T mix in there as well from the Cowboys. And the Broncos had a strong summer and went to football camp up at Simpson College and had a strong outing there, facing several ranked teams in Iowa, and had a good showing as well. So, again, hopefully that passes over to tonight as we have 1A clashing with Class A in the Wright County rivalry restored between the Cowboys and the Broncos, at least for the next 2 years anyways.
Yeah, it looks like Clarion has Colin Sesker and 26 Reed Campbell back to return this kick.
And
as you're right, it was Braden Doherty looking to kick it off. Again, I'll do my best running this clock, get it as lined up as possible. I don't know why it's set at 8 minutes. Let me fix that right now. I'm looking at it.
All right, Braden Doherty with his hand up, ready to go, and a nice squib kick by Braden Doherty is returned by the Cowboys. It's going to be returned for almost 8 yards, it looks like, and it was returned by number 11 for the Cowboys, Dawson Byer.
That'll be Clarion ball here, start about the 34-yard line.
Here we go, Bronco defense lining up. They're going to run that 4-3 defense, kind of like what we saw last year. And they're going to run a little bit tighter to the line as the Cowboys run that wing T, getting everybody in the box here. I'm going 99% run here, as it is a sweep. And the Cowboy runner hurdles a Bronco defender and is able to get a first down. That's going to be a run by Selvin Gonzalez from the Cowboys to start the ball game.
Yeah, who's Jardigan leading rusher last year for him? Looking at 147 and ticking. We'll try to get this clock synced up a little better. There we go.
All right, Broncos, unfortunately, a weak point last year was their run defense. Let's see if they can turn it around here. As another carry here by the Cowboys, brought down by Max Swisher and Ruben Guido. It looks like number 26, the ball carrier. It's going to be Reed Campbell.
Yeah, one player to keep an eye on for Clarion is going to be number 5, new student coming in from Sweden for them, Joel Meyer.
And I'm not sure if they got the numbers wrong or right here. I would assume that's Charlie Campbell in the background, or in the backfield, but he is wearing number 26, and on the sheet that says Reed Campbell. Another run by Selvin Gonzalez, brought down by Brody Hefner for the Broncos. Another first down for the Cowboys. Charlie Campbell, the older brother, father Jeremy Campbell, a former BK graduate, as it definitely looks like the smaller Campbell is wearing number 25 on the sideline, so maybe they just messed up those numbers. Cowboys go, they hand off to Campbell again on the counter. He finds some room. Brody Hefner trying to drag him down, has him by one hand as more Broncos are able to get to him. And it's going to be Liam Fournier comes in and cleans it up as Brody Hefner was holding him up.
Yeah, Broncos really struggling to get this trap attack right now. Great handoff there by the quarterback, sneaking it backside. And again, Broncos really bid on the sweep to Gonzalez.
Yeah, so far the offensive line of the Cowboys overtaking the defensive line of the Broncos. We now have Juan Medina for the Broncos in the ball game at defensive tackle.
And one thing about Juan, he might...
We got an official's timeout, it looks like. Looks like Ruben Guido is going to need to come off.
Looks like Kyson Lamb checking in for him. Going to be... So yeah. Tyson rotating back to safety, moves Blaze Paulson down to linebacker spot to fill where Ruben was at.
All right, here we go. Another snap by the Cowboys. It's another toss to Campbell. That spin wing T offense with the quarterback leading the blocking. You don't see that too often these days, Dylan, as they're able to gain, looks like another 8 yards on that carry. A host of Broncos bringing them down, including Max Swisher in the mix there.
Yeah, Bronco defense really struggled getting pushed off the ball right away. 9:45. Again, clock's just a little off due to that injury timeout. So again, working my best to get this caught up, but again, just under 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter here. And the Cowboys are driving down to almost just past the 20-yard line right now.
Morical with the snap here. Pre-snap movement. Not 100% sure who it's going to be on. Both teams jumped. We'll see. It is going to be on the Cowboys. So
Gonna move them back 5, and
it'll go for the Broncos this time and move them back to 2nd and 8. And hopefully the Broncos can take advantage and push them into a 3rd and long here.
Again, right back in that traditional wing T formation.
And here we go. It's a handoff to
Right
Meyer, the fullback.
fighting,
He's able to shed a few
bodies.
tackles, and he's gang tackled by the Broncos. He's gang tackled by, let me see here, Wyatt Boozman was in on the tackle along with Kyson Lamb in there as well. Joel Meyer coming in at 6'3", 240 as a fullback from Sweden, as we mentioned. A junior for the Cowboys. Some decent size there as another flip to Campbell and quarterback out blocking. That's going to be a touchdown for Charlie Campbell. First of the season for the Cowboys as they take a 6-0 lead over the Broncos.
Yeah, just your dream offense for the wing T. They're running right down the field and really not meeting any resistance at any point outside of the offensive false start.
Yeah, Broncos are going to have to figure out some different blitzes and this and that to be able to take some risks and meet them at the line here, Dylan. And looks like the Cowboys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Getting right back in that same wing T. Probably going to be the rocket
it is
toss.
It is a toss
Taken
to
away right
Selvin
away by Doherty with the
Gonzalez.
backfield.
Braden Doherty with the tackle for a loss there on the 2-point conversion. So no good by the Cowboys. That'll leave the score Cowboys 6, Broncos 0. And we'll go ahead and we'll see our kick return team come out. And with that, we'll be right back from a sponsor break for the Broncos.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
All right, we're back, Bronco Nation, here as we set up for the return for the Broncos back deep here.
Blaze Paulson, I believe that's Saul Duran on the far side.
Yep, Blaze Paulson and Saul Duran with the up back being Jaime Stephenson. And let's see if they spread it out here. They look a little compact right now. We got Kyson Lamb and Jackson Johans as the up backs as well. For the Cowboys, kicking off, we got number 28, Anir Akdim. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And here comes the kickoff. And it's going to make it back to Kyson Lamb for the Broncos, who fumbles it and has to jump on it. Luckily takes his eye off of it for a moment, loses it, but is able to get back on top of it before the Cowboys reach him. And the Broncos are going to start on the 29-yard line. And we will be 1st and 10. We'll see what the Bronco offense, if they can go ahead and match what the Cowboys have done and tie up the score. Here we go. Broncos coming out in their traditional spread offense with the tight end. Brody Hefner looking for his first snap of the year. Flips it out to number 1 wide receiver Braden Doherty, who takes a screen pass and is able to get a few before being brought down by a couple Cowboys over there on the Broncos sideline. And it looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7, 2nd and a long 7.
Yeah, just nice easy completion, get the confidence early in the season, get the ball in Braden Doherty's hands. And Again, Broncos love running those screens. They ran them all year last year. And watching some of the film and talking to Coach Faubourg, looking to play off those screens a little more, see if they can catch the defense being a little over-aggressive.
Here we go. 2nd and 7 here as a run by Hefner. Hefner, 6'4", 220 pounds, mows his way, gets ran out of bounds, but they are very close to a first down. Oh, they're going to call him out a little bit short, so it's going to be
2 yards.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. Looked a little better than that up here, but
again, tough to see that far sideline, how close they are, and
nice solid run by the junior, Brody Hefner. Lining up with that H-back set. Oh, and looks like, again, we got movement on both sides of the ball.
We do get the false start.
Oh, and they are going to go false start on the Broncos as a Cowboy also crossed the line, but must have been the Bronco that drew him off. That's going to be Wyatt Boozman, unfortunately, at the H-back spot. Got a little happy feet and came forward just a step, and unfortunately that's a penalty. So the Broncos will go back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Broncos. 3rd and a short 7, I would say.
Now that 5-yard penalty after that nice run just kind of took away everything Brody did.
Back to the spread formation for the Broncos. Saul Duran out there as a slot receiver. Hefner goes to Doherty. Doherty has the first down, backs up, misses a tackle, and is able to get the first down for the Broncos. The first down of the season for the Broncos. Brody Hefner to Braden Doherty. You'll hear that connection a lot this year. Braden Doherty broke the reception record last year and came up, 16 yards short of breaking the receiving yards record in a season as well. So hopefully he is able to break that record this year and in doing so get the Broncos a few wins.
Yeah, Broncos taking their time on this one, down to 10 the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. Might have to can the motion if there is any. Down to 5 on the play clock, 4.
And here we
2.
go. 0
we'll
seconds, but nobody saw it. They got it off as Hefner is contested back there by Meyer, and he is brought down by the Cowboys in the backfield. That's going to be Charlie Campbell with the sack on Brody Hefner. Again, kind of disastrous, just out of the huddle as they had to hurry up and get it off. And I'm not so sure they didn't get it off in time. But, again, the sack for the Cowboys pins the Broncos back, and they're going to be 2nd and long. It's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos definitely looking for a skinny post. They had Doherty. Brody wasn't able to get there in time. Pressure came through just a little too quick from, I believe it was Meyer. And, again, that's on the Swisher and Carver side, our strong side of our offensive line.
Yep, Meyer, the defensive end down here, as Hefner fakes the handoff, looks for Doherty across the middle, and it's knocked down. Pass is broken up by the Cowboys. It's broken up by Colton Hefty.
Looks like he had him, just threw a little behind. Had to double clutch the throw, had a lineman get his hands up, and unfortunately just threw off timing just enough. Now it brings up to a 3rd, and good luck for the Broncos. Although we said that all last year, somehow the Broncos kept converting these long 3rd downs.
When you're a pass-heavy offense, Dylan, nothing's out of question here. As the Broncos, again, 3rd and 16, it's looking like Brody Hefner. Saul Duran goes in motion here, and Hefner takes the snap. It's a give and go, yep, as Hefner is pressured, and Hefner is brought down by number 5 for the Cowboys, Joel Meyer, the Swede. And that is going to put the Broncos 4th and long. I would assume we are going to see the punt unit here, and it will be Braden Doherty back to punt for the Broncos.
Yeah, just a disastrous set of plays. Again, Clarion linebackers timed that snap, was able to jump. Parker luckily got his head up as a center and was able to pick up the blitzing linebacker, but again, Joel Meyer just, again, smoked off the line of scrimmage, beat our left side, and was able to bring Brody down the backfield.
All right, there is a flag on the play. Braden Doherty barely gets that punt off before it's blocked.
Very friendly roll.
And the Cowboys stay away from it. Saul Duran is able to down it for the Broncos. We'll see what this flag is here, though. Nothing is official until they say so.
Again, could be an eligible formation.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start on the Broncos, so we'll see if the Cowboys take it or if they decline it and start on offense here.
With the play up, it looks probably more like an ineligible formation. Probably didn't have enough guys in the line. Had a little bit of weird lineup there with.
They are. Sure looks like they're going to decline it and start the offense here.
Yeah, again.
As not the strongest punt from Braden Doherty, and I think the Cowboys are just going with the advantage here and going to continue that run attack that they have.
Yeah, again, with that wing tee, just the benefit of getting on the field and, again, starting the ball 42-yard line. Puts the Broncos right at midfield already. Their safety's heels on the 50, and going to need to step up big here and get some pressure in the backfield.
Broncos going with a 5 front, it looks like, bringing everybody in the box. Everybody is within 6 yards of the ball there. It is a sweep to Charlie Campbell again with a nice attack by the sophomore Wyatt Boozman, able to come up and meet him at the line for no gain, or a minimal gain anyways. Nice job by the cornerback, Wyatt Boozman, on the tackle.
Just about maybe a yard.
Oh, and Charlie Campbell is getting up limping. Not a good sign for the Cowboys. Coming in to replace Campbell is going to be Colin Sesker for the Cowboys as well. You hate to see that right off the bat in the first game of the year.
Yeah, just kind of a weird, funky play where he's on that sweep. Wyatt kind of hits him right in the thigh pad, and you just hope it's a dead leg and not anything more serious. But he is being helped off the field by coaches. And
favoring the knee a little bit, possibly the ankle.
Unfortunately, right leg, right where that tackle took place. Again, taking him over the trainer. And a tough kid.
The Broncos and the Cowboys actually share a trainer.
Yeah, I'm not quite. It looks like he's actually on the Broncos sideline right now, so he might have to make his way across field. Looks like just getting talked to assistant coaches right now. Able to still be standing, so that's always a good sign.
All right, and it is second and a long 9 for the Cowboys. Looks like they're going to credit Campbell with a 1-yard gain there. Again, a nice open field tackle by Wyatt Boozman over there on the corner to make it second and long.
Again, to stop those jet sweeps, it's kind of what you have to do. You have to have your corners be active in this. And
right back it's going to be a handoff to
Medina hits in the backfield.
Yeah.
He breaks 2 or 3 tackles, meets Brody, lays a shot right at the first down marker. All depends on where they spot this.
Yeah, Juan Medina had him wrapped up in the backfield, slipped out of it. Braden Doherty had him wrapped up again, slipped out of it. And then Brody Hefner comes in with the shoulder and knocks him out of bounds. Like you said, Dylan, it's going to be 3rd and short for the Cowboys.
And 3rd and a short one. We'll see the Broncos get that immediate pressure again.
Oh, and the Broncos jumped, but no flag as they're going to hand it off to Meyer and go right up the middle, getting the first down, but brought down by a host of Broncos, including number 64, Christian Berry, as well as Max Swisher and Carver Buchanan in there. Again, Broncos, not sure that it would have mattered or not, but definitely jumped off sides there and got the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, again, trying to get a head start in that wing tee offense. Again, it's gone to plan for the Clarion coaches, and just controlling the ball. We're already down under 4.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Majority of that being with the Cowboys on the ball.
Miracle goes back for a pass. He's got someone deep, but it's intercepted by Brody Hefner and the Broncos. A team high 4 last year. Comes up with his first one on the first pass attempt by the Cowboys. Great job by the Broncos and Brody Hefner. If it was a little deeper, the Cowboy was all alone in the backfield, but Brody Hefner coming up with the interception for the Broncos, able to turn things around here.
Yeah, it's one thing why you sell out against the run against the wing tee, because you make the wing tee quarterback throw something they don't have very much experience with at practice, and unfortunately the ball just kind of hung up, and all 6'4", 220 pounds of Brody Hefner able to go up and grab it.
And, of course, Brody Hefner immediately goes for contact, trying to run over the first guy that tries to get him. Saul Duran in motion. Hefner says, hold up. Now here he goes again. Hold up again, and we're going to get a timeout by the Broncos as little confusion on the play. Timeout by the Broncos means we're going to cut to an ad break and be right back after this, folks.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont. Family owned and operated since 1999.
All right, we're back, folks, as the Broncos finish up their timeout. Coach Faaborg gets them all sorted out here, and we'll see what play they were going to run. It'll still be 1st and 10 for the Broncos, looking for their first score of the night. Cowboys lead 6-0, 4:10 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, really weird kind of miscommunication. They sent Sewell in motion and stopped him, resent him. Don't know if it was a timing issue or miscommunication on the motion.
Cowboys in the 4-4 defense here as a fake toss to Jaime Stephenson. Throw intended for Saul Duran, but broken up by the Cowboys. It's going to fall incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Broncos.
Yeah, probably just about snuck that one in there. Saul had it in his hands, but great defensive play by the Cowboys, and leads up to a 2nd and 10. And Saul checks out as Wyatt Boozman looks like checks in.
Yep, Boozman comes in as their H-back, I believe, because Jaime Stephenson is their lead running back right now, with Guido must still be on the sideline over there.
Yeah, I could kind of see him running. Everyone's trying to test that leg and just not quite able to come back in yet.
Boozman goes in motion. Hefner with the designed run by himself is getting ran down by Moracle. And number 7 for the Cowboys, brought down in the backfield by Huxley Langenfelter.
Again, Hefner looking for contact, and that's great against almost every other player but Huxley on that team. Huxley, such a strong player, was very physical against us in basketball when we played a district game, and again, such a very good defensive lineman. Kind of pairs really well with Meyer on the other side.
Broncos down now both their first string and second string running back, as Braden Wright was injured a week ago in the scrimmage and unable to play tonight, and then Ruben Guido going down as you saw before. So the Broncos on their, I wouldn't call him a third string running back, but down to their sophomore running back in Jaime Stephenson, as a swing pass out to Jaime, but he takes a knee as he catches it, so he will automatically be down. And I believe that was a loss of yardage, unfortunately. And that's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Broncos again, and we will see the second punt of the night by Braden Doherty. Hopefully they fix things and are able to stop the Cowboys this time from almost blocking it and give Braden Doherty a little bit more time here.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication on throw. Brody
again, some more confusion by the Broncos as they have Swisher running off the field at the last second. Boozman is moving too, and they are able to get it back to Doherty, who almost gets it blocked again by Meyer. He is able to get it off, and it is downed by the Broncos at the 41-yard line for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no penalties this one, but just another floated snap back. And
again, second time on punt, second time being confused on where they're supposed to line up. I don't know if that's due to injuries or whatnot, but hopefully the Broncos can get that figured out and give Braden Doherty some time to get his full leg into it so we can see those 40-yard punts like we did last year.
Yeah, a bunch of first-game jitters for a team that brings back a lot of starters. Not something you love to see, but
it happens to the best of us, Dylan, as they are just teenagers out there. And it's going to be a handoff to Gonzalez, met by Hefner, as Hefner is able to bring him down to the ground. Max Swisher better be careful there, jumping on the end of the pile, as I think he averaged 1 personal foul a game last year, Dylan, and you only get 2, and then you're gone. So he's got to make sure and play smart this year.
Yeah, you love the aggressiveness he plays with, something you wish you could put in a lot of players, but, again, just needs to find ways to rein in those late shots. And, again, it's turned into a really good football player for the Broncos. Just got to negate some of those mistakes.
Another handoff to Meyer up the middle of the fullback. He drags Swisher another 7 yards for the Broncos as he's finally brought down by Blaze Paulson and Brody Hefner and Swisher as well. So, again, Swisher with the quick thinking had him wrapped up, but unfortunately was dragged an extra 7 yards as the Cowboys are able to get another first down.
Yeah, Meyer looking like a man against boys right now, just dragging players with. Really, Hefner's been the only ones consistently being able to bring him down and make contact with him with that big collision on the sideline last drive.
Broncos now going with a 6-man front. They got Mark Mambawasa in there, Max Swisher, Juan Medina, and Alvaro Oseguera in there as well for the Broncos.
Yeah, running
and
4
it's a
tackles.
flip to Gonzalez, who is able to run through some Broncos and brought down by Brody Hefner again.
Right near the first down mark. Looks to be just about 1.5 yards short.
Brody Hefner's got to be approaching 10 tackles on the night already in the first quarter.
And again, Broncos running 5 defensive tackles out there with 2 DNs, and the rest being corners, just really trying to stop that run and just had no luck so far.
I'll give Hefner some credit. He is a great tackler and loves the physicality, but not a good sign for the Broncos when your safety right now is leading in tackles, as it's going to be second and short for the Cowboys. Motion by Sesker, and he gets the ball. And he's gonna find some open room to run. Let's see if Hefner can get him, and nope, Hefner's not able to get him as a flag is going to fly. It is right now going to be a touchdown for the Cowboys, but let's see if this flag brings it back. I'm not sure it was the official over kind of by the end zone that threw the flag. Let's see what happens here. I don't know. We'll wait and see what the officials say here. As of right now, we're going with a Cowboy touchdown until we're said otherwise. Oh, they're going to call sideline interference on Belmond-Klemme. Not a good start. Must have been a coach that didn't get out of the way. You know, it's unfortunate if the official ran into him, but the play wasn't even in the coach's box, so I'm not quite sure what happened over there.
Yeah, just one of those plays you usually see in the college level. You get, honestly, the strength conditioning coach comes a get-back coach because players.
And it will be a touchdown for the Cowboys after that. And then the penalty will be taken on the kickoff. So the Cowboys will be able to kick 15 yards. Or actually, that was just a warning, wasn't it? So there will not be a penalty on the Broncos. It was just a warning. The next one will be a 15-yard penalty. It is a flip to Gonzalez, and he is able to muscle his way in for the 2-point conversion as several Broncos try to bring him down, including Saul Duran and Alvaro Oseguera. So it is going to be Cowboys 14, Belmond-Klemme Broncos 0. We'll be right back after this for the kickoff.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
All right, we're back, Bronco Nation, here as the Broncos come out and line up for the kick return. It's going to be the same. Saul Duran and Blaze Paulson back deep with Jaime Stephenson as the up back. We'll see here. They did kick it short to Kyson Lamb last time.
Well, they are enforcing a penalty, so it must have been something where he physically ran into the official or knocked the official over, so they are officialing the 15-yard penalty on this.
Normally it is just a warning first, but you are correct, Dylan. They did enforce the 15-yard penalty, so that will pin the Broncos deep here. As kicking off for them is going to be a new kicker, Kennedy Lopez Puwak. I apologize again. Kickoff is there, and it is returned by Lamb again. And Lamb gets as many yards as he can and is brought down by a host of Cowboys.
Yeah, just about 36 seconds left in the first quarter here. Probably ends up being the last play of the quarter, depending on what happened to the Broncos here, but
Broncos are going to be on their own 22-yard line, it looks like. 1st and 10 Broncos, and we'll see if this series comes out and we end the first quarter here on a positive note. Broncos lined up in their spread formation here with that slot receiver. As Hefner looks over to Lamb, pass is complete. He's able to shake one defender, gets over to the sideline, brought down by Gonzalez for the Cowboys. It is going to be a first down for that connection between Hefner and Lamb.
Yeah, just about 29 seconds. Again, takes about 7 seconds as the clock just starts running here again on the first down reset. And Broncos not having to snap the ball, 26 on the play clock. Could see them run one more play here before the end of the quarter, but don't have to. They don't like their look.
All right, Hefner does take the snap, gets it over to Lamb. He cuts it up the middle and is going to end up getting tackled by Langenfelter along with, let me see here, Trayson Cope for the Cowboys, and that's going to go ahead and end the first quarter. With that, we will take a break and be right back for the start of the second.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say, like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to, like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the AND School.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as we're going to flip sides of the field. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Broncos, it looks like, as Brody Hefner looks to take the snap. And the Broncos sticking with that slot receiver formation. Cowboys showing blitz over there, and they do bring it. Hefner with the quick throw over to Doherty for the first down for the Broncos. Nice quick connection between Hefner and Doherty again for a Bronco first down.
Yeah, again, Broncos really starting to simplify. They're really being aggressive early on, trying to throw those deep posts, and it wasn't there. Definitely simplified, doing curl routes, quicker passes, and letting the receivers run. Kind of was our key to success last year, especially when Brody got hurt.
All right, Broncos in again with that spread formation as Kyson Lamb gets set right at the last second. Hefner goes for the deep pass to Doherty. Doherty tiptoe catches, and they're going to call it inbounds. Great catch by Braden Doherty for another Bronco first down.
Again, exactly what we talked about earlier. Kind of Broncos struggling. Get the ball to Doherty, let him go get it, and just out jump the corner, and was able to tap his toe. I think he might even got both feet in.
And coach is making sure the official saw that Braden Doherty had both feet in there. And another phenomenal catch by the senior, as hopefully we see many more of those this season and including tonight. 1st and 10 Broncos. Motion by Duran, and it is going to be a jet sweep by Duran. He finds room, and then out of nowhere, Huxley Langenfelter just destroys Saul Duran in the backfield. It is going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Great pursuit by the Cowboy, number 7, Langenfelter.
Yeah, we talked about that clear Cowboy defense. Being Langenfelter and Meyer both have really made their impact in the game coming off the edges. That time, Saul Duran had a little bit of space, but Langenfelter closed that door extremely quickly. And Broncos taking time, 10 on the play clock, so still plenty of time to get it off.
Hefner with the snap, rolls out to his left.
Pressure by Meyer backside.
Yeah, and he's going to have to run it because no one else is open. And he's able to get a couple before he's knocked out of bounds again by the Cowboys. Again, you'd think with being injured the last few games, maybe the coaches might tell him to go out of bounds a little early and avoid that hit. But that is not Hefner's nature. He's going to go ahead and square up and try and take out as many Cowboys as he can on each run. He did gain a few, looks like a gain of about 5 to 6 yards it'll be 3rd and a short 7 or a long 6 there for the Broncos.
I think Broncos pleading their case there that maybe that hit was a little bit late. I don't know. Can hard to see the sideline of this, but
motion by Duran, goes over to Doherty, slips through Doherty's hands. Unfortunately, is going to fall incomplete. It is going to be 4th down, so it is 4-down territory, however, for the Broncos, so I'm assuming offense is going to stay out, and we're going to see another play here.
Yeah, just kind of a miscommunication there. Doherty got his head around late and just was not able to bring in the pass, just slightly behind him. Again, Broncos taking their time, still 20 seconds on the play clock. Got to get a good play in here. You need to get 7 to get to that 1st down marker.
Let's hope we got an 8-yard play called here, Dylan.
And should go back
As
to that curl
Hefner
out.
takes the snap, looks deep, looking for Doherty. Doherty makes the catch in traffic. They're
Right
going to
at that
actually
1st down
say
mark.
he dropped it. So it's going to be incomplete, a turnover on down for the Broncos.
Doherty a little slow to get up.
He was contacted after making the catch. I don't know if that made the ball come out or not. Anyways, it does fall incomplete. It is going to be Cowboy ball going the other way, 1st and 10.
Yeah, back-to-back drops by Doherty, very uncharacteristic. Again, unfortunate, but again, just not on the same page right now. Not sure if that comes down to just timing being off of these defensive ends getting after Hefner quickly, or
Yeah, nice throw by Hefner, though, right on the money. And I'm sure Doherty will just shake that off, and he'll come back even stronger here as the Broncos still staying in that 6 front, bringing everybody in the box here against the Cowboys. And it's going to be a run by Moracle, I believe, this time. And he's initially met and brought down by the sophomore Blaze Paulson for the Broncos at the line of scrimmage, or at least for a minimal gain.
Yeah,
Nice job by the linebacker / safety, Blaze Paulson.
Yeah, Blaze has been kind of one of the notable players here this summer. I think he was one of the few Broncos that made it to every single summer workout, made every single lifting session.
Yeah, definitely had a 100% attendance rate in the force, speed, and agility and the weight room, which is great to see for the Broncos building for the future. And Blaze Paulson, again, took a giant leap from freshman to sophomore year here, starting on both sides of the ball, as it is going to be a handoff to Gonzalez going the right side, and he outraces Hefner. Blaze Paulson again able to catch up to him, however, and drive him out of bounds. Another touchdown-saving tackle by Blaze Paulson as the Cowboys do move it quite a ways and for a Cowboy 1st down.
Yeah, that pulling guard just blew that side open, and Gonzalez was the beneficiary of just amazing blocking. Kind of went untouched up the sideline there until Hefner and Paulson were able to chase him down the last second after a very large gain. And Cowboys burning more clock, down 13-12 on the play clock. Slow out of the huddle here. 5.
Broncos
4,
going with
3,
the beef up front here. Let's
2.
see if we can get a stop as Moracle's going to go for a deep pass. He's got the Broncos beat. He is able to bring it in. Oh, and nope, incomplete.
Blaze Paulson breaks it up at the last second.
3 plays in a row now. Blaze Paulson makes a play for the Broncos as he was beat but able to recover and knock the ball out of the hands of the Cowboys. It's going to be Henry Holmes was the intended receiver, a senior for the Cowboys.
Yeah, we talked about earlier on Brody Hefner's interception and throws a little short. That one's right on the money. Blaze Paulson just did everything he can to get his hand there and punched it out as he was going to the ground. Yeah, it might have just saved the Broncos' drive here. Forcing now a 2nd and long, puts the wing tee back a little farther out. That 3 yards in a cloud of dust gets a little more difficult.
And here we go. It is a handoff to Meyer, and he gets tripped up at the line, but able to fall forward for a few. I think it looks like about a 3-yard gain for the Cowboys. It's going to still be 3rd and long. 3rd and 7, I would say, for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think
here, let's see if the Broncos can make a stop.
I think he tripped over the pulling lineman's feet there as he was just hitting that hole just at the exact same time. Play developed just a little too quickly even for the lineman to get there.
I don't know, Dylan. We're going to give credit to the Broncos. We're not going to say
yeah.
he tripped over his own lineman here.
Yeah, Broncos are in the gap, so that lineman got there late.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 10 as the Cowboys have 2 receivers. Give a different look there.
Toss.
It is still a toss to Sesker and brought down by Max Swisher for a minimal game. It's going to be 4th down on, I believe, right around the 40. So the Cowboys will have a decision. Are they going to punt or go for it?
Yeah,
Up by 14. I don't know, Dylan. I would take the chance and keep my offense out there.
Again, they haven't they've kind of been consistently getting, especially on that dive to Meyer, consistently 5 to 6 yards, and just been dragging defenders with him. So we'll see if the Broncos' size up front can match up this time and get one more big stop here to switch the momentum back. Clarion taking their time, most likely going to draw.
Yeah, maybe they are going to change their mind and
punt it.
Yeah, take the 5-yard penalty, run down the clock, and then punt, it looks like. So it is going to be a timeout by the Cowboys. We'll go ahead and take a timeout as well and be right back here for the Broncos-Cowboys game here in Clarion.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a 4-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuitionmatch today.
All right, we're back, folks, as the Cowboys offense is going to come up here, and the Cowboys took a timeout to avoid the 5-yard penalty. It is going to be a toss to Gonzalez. He's going to get those 5 yards and a first down for the Cowboys and more. He breaks free. Wyatt Boozman, though, is able to hang on and bring him down for a touchdown-saving tackle as well, as he was able to bounce off a few defenders and break free. It is going to, however, be a Cowboy first down, unfortunately.
Yeah, Broncos had him probably after a 3-yard gain, a 5-yard gain, a 10-yard gain, then finally got him down after about a 25-yard gain. And Bronco defense just struggling to finish tackles. They're hitting guys early, but just can't bring them down. Clarion's running with a purpose right now.
Sesker in motion. It is a handoff to Meyer, and Meyer gets to Hefner free, and he is going to carry the Broncos into the end zone. It is going to be the 3rd touchdown by the Cowboys. This touchdown by Joel Meyer, the fullback for the Cowboys, as Hefner was about the only one that touched him there, Dylan, as the Cowboys are going to go up 20-0 over the Broncos right now.
Yeah, just kicked in the second gear there on that first step and was able to get to the second level before somebody in the Broncos got out of their stance. And Hefner hits him right about the 5-yard line, but Meyer had all momentum at that point, and Brody could do nothing but just grab on and get dragged through.
Here we go, the Cowboys going for 2. Another handoff to Meyer, and he walks it in for the 2-point conversion, untouched by the Broncos as well. And it is going to be 22-0 Cowboys over the Broncos. We'll be right back after this for the Bronco kick return.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmont today. 641-444-3214.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, here as the Broncos get ready for a return. We'll see, it's been kicked to Kyson Lamb twice by 2 different kickers. We'll see if he goes 3 for 3 or if they're able to get it a little deeper. If it goes to Kyson Lamb twice, let's see about possibly moving up the Bronco return. And we'll see what happens here, folks. As the Cowboys, here's the kickoff. It does get past them. However, the Cowboys are going to be offsides on their kick. That means a few of the kickoff team, they were ahead of the kicker as he kicked the ball. So it is going to back them up 5 yards. We'll see a re-kick. That one did make it to Jaime Stephenson.
Yeah, I was able to just kind of knuckle it down the middle, and Actually split the back line, too, for the Broncos.
And that's the bad part about the kick return is if Lamb is getting it or Jaime Stevenson, that's two guys that are behind them that aren't going to be able to block for them. So let's hope he can get it to our official returners, Blaze Paulson and Saul Duran, back deep.
And Saul electric with the ball last year, having one kickoff return for a touchdown.
And he does get it to Paulson, but it gets past him. And Paulson's able to pick it up and return it. Let's see if he can get what he can here. Some nice blocking by the Broncos there as he's able to bring it up to, I would say, about the 21-22 yard line for the Broncos here. It's going to be 1st and 10. I think he returned that on about the 5-yard line, so was able to get it up to the 22 anyways.
Yeah, about a 20-yard return. Good job by Blaze to kind of save that. Just weird kick return bounces.
Yeah, kind of went in the corner there as Paulson and Duran were lined up at the hash marks there.
One of those, that ball rolls to the end zone, actually, if it wasn't for the penalties. The penalty actually saved Clarion some yards there.
All right, the Cowboys are going to have to hurry up and take a timeout as their defense was not ready. Not everybody was out there as the Broncos showed a full spread option out there with 2 slot receivers, Blaze Paulson and Saul Duran, there 1st and 10. So with that timeout, we'll take one as well and be right back.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont, family-owned and operated since 1999.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans here. 1st and 10 Broncos after that Cowboy timeout. Looks like they got all 11 on the field here, getting in their 4-4 defense as the Broncos show a new formation for the first time tonight, having all 4 receivers spread out.
Again, could be a power for Hefner here as they spread the defense out.
Hefner takes the snap, looking for the deep pass to Paulson. It's intercepted as Paulson runs into the defender and falls down. The Belmont coaches cannot believe there's not a flag for pass interference, as I'm not quite sure. It sure looked like something up here. I don't know how you can just stand in the way of the Bronco defender. However, it was intercepted by the Cowboys, and that is the call we're going with. It'll be a turnover on downs and Cowboy ball, 1st and 10.
The only justification the refs can give on that is if it's incidental contact, if the safety is already there, he has the right to his space.
Which it certainly could be. They certainly could have gotten their feet tied up there, and Paulson just was unfortunately on the receiving end of that, falling down.
Yeah, single high, you would like to see that route more pushed to the outside instead of the middle of the field where their safety is. Unfortunately, just Hefner taking that shot, and again, Clarion takes the ball right back to burn more time.
Clarion defender, it hit him right in the chest. I don't even think he knew he had it until he had it, but it's going to be a counter by the quarterback. I don't know if that was a messed up play or not, but anyways, he's able to go for a 1st down. Initially contacted by Stevenson, but able to get past him and knocked out of bounds by Paulson and Swisher for the Broncos.
Yeah, it looked to be a QB counter that kind of hits that hard right step and reverses field. Had the pulling blocker in front of him, so you'd think that was that design counter play.
Liam Fournier back in the ball game for the Broncos on defense.
And number 10, J.D. Mortical, a little bit shaken up, kind of a little bit of limp as he walks back towards the huddle on this play. A lot of contact as Max tacks him out of bounds there and rolls over top. That's a lot of weight on top of him. There's going to be the rocket toss.
It's going to be a toss to Sesker, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by Wyatt Boozman. Great job coming up on the corner there and able to bring him up as several defensive linemen go over top of him. Alvaro and Juan Medina there on the tackle as well for the Broncos, scraping down the defensive line.
Yeah, Bronco defense just looked tired right now after being on the field for so much against a very prolific wing T offense right now. Kind of been the change the Clarion's been looking for, has just completely changed the offensive identity last year, only hitting about 116 yards per game. It might already be over that point at this point of the game.
And it's going to be a toss to number 11 for the Cowboys as he's able to find some running room, brought down by Blaze Paulson. And number 11 is going to be Dawson Byer for the Cowboys.
This Bronco defense needs to find a way to meet them backfield. Clarion offensive players able to get up to full speed before even meeting a Bronco defender, giving them the advantage in the physicality and the momentum right now.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys as the Broncos line up in that 6 front. Moracle with a deep pass, and it's going to be intercepted by Wyatt Boozman in perfect placement. He's going to have some great return yards as he's tackled out of bounds by Meyer for the Cowboys. Again, great position by Wyatt Boozman to get the 2nd interception of the night for the Broncos, and it's going to be 1st and 10 going the other way.
Yeah, great play again. Bronco defense stopping the pass exactly like you want to, just unfortunately is not able to stop that wing T offense right now. Again, just questionable why Clarion would try to get too cute and make it a pass when they're just running up and down the field. Again, bailing the Broncos out and giving them momentum right back after the interception on the last drive.
And here we go. Broncos going back to that H-back formation. Normally run on that play as it's a fake handoff, and Hefner's going to take it on the option. He's going to get twirled around, gain a few extra yards on that. And looks like it's going to be a 6 or 7 yard gain for the Broncos on that.
Cowboy down on the play. I'm going to, again, whenever we have a player down, we will scroll away.
We do have a Cowboy down. It looks to be, from here, it looks to be number 11, Byer, but not 100% sure on that. Again, about a 7 yard gain for the Broncos. Brody Hefner on that option, keeping it. And going to bring up 2nd and 3. 2nd and a long 3, I would say. Possibly 2nd and 4.
Just a little, again, weird play on the backside. Looked like just some tangled up between the offensive defensive line. And again, looking at the lower body is never a good thing. We're going to take a quick break here while the trainer tends to him. We'll be back and as soon as he's up and moving.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as Byer able to walk off the field under his own power, so always good to see, as you never want to see anybody hurt on a Friday night. Broncos here, 2nd and mid, 2nd and 4 here. Hefner looks for the snap. Boozman goes in motion. Hefner looks for a pass here, looks deep to Lamb. Lamb fights off, and he's going to get a pass interference call as Lamb comes down with it as well. So pass complete from Hefner to Lamb for a 1st down. Let's see what the call is.
And Lamb, great job body control going up and getting the ball through contact.
It's going to be pass interference on the Cowboys. Penalty is going to be declined as Lamb caught it for a nice gain. So the pass completion will stand. And it'll be a 1st down for the Broncos as Blaze Paulson enters the ball game along with Saul Duran.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back big plays down that left sideline, 2 drives in a row. Again, this is where the Broncos stalled out last time. A couple big drops. We'll see if they get some easy ones to get some run after catch opportunity. It's been working all for the last couple of possessions.
Hefner takes the snap, looks over to Paulson. Paulson catches the ball and is driven out of bounds. A nice little 7 yard gain. So momentum going for the Broncos here with some quick passes.
Yeah, again, Broncos' MO last year became that curl route and that screen route, letting players like Doherty, Lamb, and now Blaze Paulson run with it. And
it's actually going to be an 8 yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Broncos here. 4:55 to go in the 2nd quarter, and let's see here.
Again, Hefner checks on the play.
Hefner with the pass, looking for Doherty on the other side. Hits kind of the screen out to him, but he's met right away by 2 Cowboys and brought down
Right near the first down. Looks like they are
Yeah,
going to give it
they
to him.
are going to give it to him. So it got the job done. Hefner to Doherty again for a Bronco first down.
Again, under 4:50 left, clock running. Broncos really threatening now, finally in that red zone. See if they can punch one in here.
We got a slot receiver out there, spread formation. Hefner's looking to Duran over in the flats there, is able to get it, and again, Duran leveled by Langenfelter, but not before he could gain another 8 yards. And it actually looks like he got a first down for the Broncos.
Yeah, that second effort, that cut inside, was able to get a couple more yards and get past the first down marker. Clock running, 4:13 to go.
First and goal for the Broncos. First time tonight the Broncos being in the goal within 10 yards of the goal line. They are on the 5, it looks like.
Coach Faber looking and kind of take some time to get in. Probably going to call up a good go-to play. You're probably going to see something with Doherty on a slant. He gets the one-on-one isolation.
They're going to have to go here. 5 on the clock. And Hefner takes it. It's going to be a designed run for Hefner. He runs up the middle, and he's able to bully his way, hopefully into the end zone. Yes,
touchdown.
Bronco touchdown. The first Bronco touchdown of the season goes to a quarterback run by Brody Hefner. And that is going to bring the score. Cowboys 22, Broncos 6. Let's see here. They do have a good field goal kicker in the senior Braden Doherty. Let's see if they go for 1 or try for 2 here to try and make up some points.
Again, right now still 3-possession game. Even with an extra point, going to have to go for most likely go for the 2.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do, as there wasn't really any substitution. So I would say they're going to go for 2 as they do line up the offense here.
And could see a very similar play probably with a Hefner draw.
Motion by Duran, and Hefner rolls out to the right, looking in the middle, finds Johans for the 2-point conversion, as their first connection results in a 2-point conversion. Hefner to Johans, and that's going to bring the score Cowboys 22, Broncos 8. We'll be right back after this for the Bronco kickoff.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say, like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the AND School.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, after the first touchdown of the season. A quarterback run by Brody Hefner, followed up a 2-point conversion from Hefner to Johans. 3:38 to go. Looks like our clock is off by a second, but that's all right here to go before halftime as Braden Doherty gets lined up for the kickoff for the Broncos.
Again, just with the doctor for the Broncos, able to get in the end zone, kind of break those jitters away, be able to see something on the scoreboard, and again, one more stop before half gives the Broncos all the momentum going in the second half.
And deep for the Cowboys is going to be Henry Holmes and Colin Sesker. And Doherty Squibb kicks it again right up the middle. And it's going to be returned by a lineman for the Cowboys, number 67. Their Easton Buyer. You know, that's one of those, enjoy those moments because they come very rarely for a lineman, as he's able to mow down a Bronco on his way to gaining a few yards there. It's going to be Cowboy 1st and 10.
Yeah, as a Packers fan, a lineman catching the kickoff is always nightmare. Just having flashbacks to that Patriots game where the Patriots up man, brought it back to about the 2-yard line, and he finally got brought down by Crosby. But those big man return men are always fun.
Here we go, Cowboy 1st and 10. The Broncos line up in that 6 front still. It's going to be a handoff by Meyer as he makes his way past Hefner. It's off to the races right now to see if any of the Broncos can catch him, and they're not going to. One play and done as Joel Meyer breaks for what looked like about a 70-yard touchdown run on the Broncos. which is going to bring the score, the Cowboys 28, the Broncos 8. As we'll see here if the Cowboys decide to go for 2.
Again, an offensive game plan that would make Kirk Ferentz proud. Wear him down the entire first couple of quarters, and when that defensive line is tired, catch him with the quick run and just burst in open space and outran everybody. And Claren lined up to go for 2.
Yep, Meyer with some good speed there for the size, 6'3", 240, and outran all the Broncos there, as it is a pitch to Sesker, and he's able to get in for the 2-point conversion, as unfortunately the Broncos just look tired out there, and that's going to bring the score, Cowboys 30, Broncos 8. We'll be right back after this for the kick return.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos. Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
All right, we're back here for the Bronco kick return. We still got everybody the same, Paulson, Duran, and Stephenson back deep, as we still got the same kicker for the Cowboys the last 3 times. And he's able to get it deep to Paulson. Paulson with the clean return. Let's set up some blockers, as Paulson with a middle return and is brought down by 9 of the 11 Cowboys.
Again, just past 25-yard line. Good return by Paulson. Able to get a little space up the middle, but again, Cowboys just has an extra bit of energy right now, rushing the ball. Bronco just look tired. Halftime can't come soon enough to get their legs back and see if they can find an answer to this wing T attack.
Broncos starting out on the 27-yard line here. 1st and 10. Paulson in motion this time for the Broncos, as Hefner goes out to Doherty, and Doherty unfortunately looks forward before he brings it in, and it falls incomplete.
That was one of those running before you catch it. Again, he had the blocker set up, was able to go one-on-one with a guy, but unfortunately just not able to come up. Doherty having some drop issues tonight. Again, something that for somebody who's had such a good season last year, not something you expect, kind of in his head right now. A talented player like that, though, you're going to keep going back to him. He's already had the beautiful catch on the sideline, and again, something you can't go away from. He'll figure it out. He's a good enough player, and
yep, plenty of time to bounce back here, as Hefner's going to look his way again, and completion this time as he works upfield and tries to lower the shoulder and run over a Cowboy. That's going to be Colton Hefty out there at cornerback making the tackle for the Cowboys.
Just shy of the first down, about 3rd and we'll call it a long 3.
As the Broncos kind of go up with their 2-minute offense here.
Again, Cowboys still playing far off on the corners. Those underroutes are still going to be there.
Hefner takes the snap, looks for Doherty again. Another quick pass as he goes out of bounds, saving some time and gets the Bronco first down.
Yeah, the Cowboy corners playing 5, if not 10 yards back. Just letting the Broncos catch underneath, and again, Hefner taking the easy ones. You could see one going the other way to Lamb this next time. Now he's got the wide side of the field. And Lamb really been our best catch and run guy last year.
Hefty still playing off here for the Cowboys, as It's going to be a design run for Hefner. He's going to get the left edge. Makes contact with
still
the
fighting to the sideline.
Gets out of bounds, and it's going to be
wind it. Looked like they're saying his forward progress will stop, maybe.
I don't know how that's possible, but that's an interesting call.
Even still, they just
as it's going to be second and very short, second and less than a yard for the Broncos to get a first down. As the clock is going to run, we're going to be right at about 2 minutes here, as you can see on the scoreboard we have.
Yeah, really weird. No, I don't know if they're calling that contact, bumped him backwards, and they're saying he got bumped backwards out of bounds, maybe.
Brody Hefner looks for the pass over the middle to Blaze Paulson, complete. Brought down by Gonzalez. Nice completion over the middle to the sophomore Blaze Paulson. Another first down for the Broncos as another Cowboy is slow to get up.
And this one's going to be a big loss to the Broncos if he's down for a while. It's Selvin Gonzalez.
For the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're leading, or yeah, my mistake for the Cowboys. They're leading kind of jet guy right now. Broke the long one earlier.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Charlie Campbell return, so best wishes to him.
You know what that is? It looks like, stretch out, looks like it does appear to just be a cramp. Again, first game of the year, a little hot, humid night. Again, surprised that's our first cramp of the night here in the second quarter.
I can tell you it probably feels a lot better out on the field than it does up in this booth, Dylan. It's a little warm up here, folks.
Looking at the flag, though, it doesn't appear to be very much wind down there, so the only thing you're kind of benefiting is just not being in a confined space standing underneath a hot light bulb. Again, we'll take a quick break here as they continue to work him out and try to get this cramp passed.
We'll be right back after this.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Again, as you can see, Gonzalez coming off on his own power. Another good thing to see as the Broncos set up their offense here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Broncos as Hefner looks for the snap. Motion by Paulson. Hefner rolls out to the right looking for Paulson. He goes deep, however, to Lamb. And they're going to call it uncatchable as there was a little contact there. Had Paulson open underneath, but thought Lamb was the better call there as the pass falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 Broncos.
Yeah, Brody trying to get it all in one play. And again, early first down, able to take that. Now these next couple downs, take these, you want to get the yards and just keep that train running.
Second and 10, here we go, as Hefner takes the snap in the spread formation.
Gets pressured, able to step up, drives it down the field, just out of the reach.
Yep. Goes for a diving Lamb, and unfortunately falls incomplete. Going to be 3rd and 10 for the Broncos.
Yeah, Hefner kind of making a late decision there to throw it right at the line of scrimmage and was just a step ahead of Lamb. Again, Hefner with a really quick pressure on him there. Kind of hits the back of his drop, and he's already got a Cowboy in his face. Able to step aside, and again, Broncos getting open receivers. Now it's kind of getting that communication, able to get a clean throw off.
Yeah, Joel Meyer over there for the Cowboys, the new Cowboy from Sweden over there, kind of a mismatch for the Bronco offensive line. Getting some pressure there as Hefner looks for a quick pass to Lamb. It's over his head and going to be intercepted by the Cowboys as Lamb unable to knock it down, just able to get his fingertips on it. And it is going to be intercepted by the Cowboys, and it'll go the other way, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Hefner had him. Unfortunately, just put a little too much pepper on that ball, and Lamb with all of his outstretched arms, not able to just grab onto it quite enough, and the Cowboy safety, very fortunate, kind of just lands in his lap on that. Again, something we're seeing early jitters, similar last year where that passer just slightly off the line and Broncos not really able to get much easy ones going.
Broncos going to go back to their 4-3 defense here, switch things up. It is going to be a toss to Colin Sesker. He is met in the backfield, however, by Jackson Johans for his first tackle of the night, and Wyatt Boozman up there to help as well.
Yeah, great job by the Bronco defense there, staying flat and just keep having to stretch out. Ran out of room, was brought down just about to pass the 1 minute mark in the half. Cowboys up 30-8. Broncos probably just happy to let this go into half if they can get a couple more stops here. Again, Cowboys on the left hash.
2nd and 10 here for the Cowboys, and it's going to be a handoff to Meyer. He's going to be met by Stephenson, and Swisher, I believe, is the one that finally brings him down. I'm sorry, Fournier. Liam Fournier brought him down for the Broncos. Looks like a gain of 5 for the Cowboys.
3rd and 5, just about 20 seconds left in the half. Interesting if the Cowboys run a play or if they're content to just go in the half here.
And it looks like they're going to stay in the huddle for a while. I don't see them running a play here, Dylan. And we will go into halftime, I believe. Cowboys are going to lead this game at half, 30-8 over the Broncos. Hopefully the Broncos can have an inspirational speech at halftime and come back out on fire and turn this game upside down here. That is halftime, folks. Again, Cowboys lead 30-8. We'll be back after this.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmond.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the and school.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos!
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a four-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuitionmatch today.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond-Klemme, and surrounding areas.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the AND School.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Here just looks like about 30 seconds to go before halftime ends as the Cowboys take the lead heading into the third quarter, 30-8, as the Cowboys kind of were able to run all over the place, Dylan, as the Broncos came up short on their defensive calls, running that six front. And, again, Broncos able to answer, though, late in the second quarter with a run by Brody Hefner for the first touchdown of the season for the Broncos. Brody Hefner also able to connect with a few long balls to Braden Doherty and Kyson Lamb. So a few positive moments for the Broncos. Hopefully Coach Faubourg and the coaching staff able to pump the Broncos up at halftime, give a good speech, and able to turn things around here. And the Broncos are going to return the kick and start with the ball here in the second half, as the Cowboys started with it at the beginning of the game. And so let's see if we can't go down and score and get this game a little closer, Dylan. Anything from the first half before kickoff here?
Yeah, Broncos just need to figure out how to stop that run. Again, anytime clearance gone to the pass, Broncos either broke it up or had an interception. So if they can get to a third and long, second and long, again, that's the key right now, getting that big stop on first down early.
Yeah, Broncos have the athletes to cover up the pass. Just sell out on the run here in the second half. I would highly doubt we see any passes from the Cowboys, but you never know, as the kick is off and on the ground. Goes past Saul Duran, though. He picks it up on the 2-yard line, able to get a few yards before he's tackled by 5 Cowboys down there. Going to be on the 6-yard line, I believe, 6 or 7-yard line for the Broncos. Not the start you wanted coming out at halftime, trying to gain momentum, going Belmont's way. As it is going to be 1st and 10, however, and they gave them a nice spot. Looks like they're on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, again, Broncos doesn't really matter where they start right now. Still going to have to kind of clean some up, shorten the passes, and, again, understand you're not going to be able to get 22 points back in one play. Take your easy ones, let your receivers catch and run, something that worked really well in the first half in that touchdown drive. And
been a little tough to gain some yards on the ground for the Broncos. That's kind of why they've had to go to the pass, as, again, they have their third running back in the game, Jaime Stephenson, both Braden Wright and Ruben Guido out for the rest of the night. As the first pass is complete over there to Lamb, and that is going to be a mid-range pass for 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Broncos here. Nice first completion coming out of halftime.
Yeah, as we kind of noted there, at the end of the half and really all that entire first quarter, that the Cowboy corners and safety playing almost 10 yards off the receivers. Broncos take the easy one and let their athletes run.
Yeah, take those nice short passes as it's good as a 3 or 4 yard run. And we'll just keep moving, marching down the field as Hefner again looks for a quick pass to Lamb, and they take it. And it's going to be a first down pickup by the Broncos as Lamb gains 7 on the pass. Again, just marching down the field little by little, taking what the Cowboys give us. It's a good game plan so far for the Broncos as Lamb has to come off the field. Blaze Paulson. Brody graduated there as Blaze Paulson comes into the ball game for the Broncos.
And again, it comes down to Broncos really just spend the second half building identity, get those easy
Hefner,
ones.
another quick pass over here to Doherty, and he slips. Not sure he was going to go too far anyways as the Cowboys were converging on him, but it is another nice little gain of 2 or 3 for the Broncos. Going to call it second 8, 2-yard gain as he slips and falls down here.
Yeah, Broncos need to make sure all these plays moving forward. Again, kind of in do or die mode here. Take the easy ones and understand you got the faith to, if you get close, be able to go for it on 4th down no matter where you're at this point.
Here we go. Motion by Duran here in the spread for the Broncos as Hefner goes again to Doherty. A nice little completion. And Doherty gets what he can and gets shoved out of bounds by Hefty for the Cowboys. Going to be close to a first down, I believe. And yeah, going to be about third and inches, I would say. 3rd and half. A yard. Oh, they gave it to him. They're going to call a first down.
And they're going to wind the clock. 10-12 in the 3rd here, about 2 minutes gone.
So again, just keep the play calling going. It's working so far as the Broncos are marching down the field.
Don't overcomplicate it. Coach Fauborg has a game plan that's worked the last couple of years.
Duran in motion. It is going to be a run by Hefner, and he gets met at the line of scrimmage by several Cowboys. Looks like it's going to be Langenfelter leading the way, along with number 54 for the Cowboys. It's going to be Trayson Cope.
Yeah, it ended up being just no gain, maybe even a half yard, maybe a yard back. Yeah, and looked like the Bronco offensive line just kind of got blown up on the right side. And again, Brody, as strong as he is, never able to get momentum going and was knocked backwards.
Yeah, hopefully we go back to those short passes here, Dylan, as motion by Duran. And it's going to be a fake handoff to him as Hefner's going to be sacked in the backfield as the offensive line just standing there looking. And as 3 Cowboys converge on Hefner.
Again, Brody had the open receiver, just the pressure game a little too quick. He didn't even get his arm up to throw it. Somehow held in the ball with a strike coming down on the ball. As we get a late sub here for the Broncos, 22 on the play clock, so enough time to get it in.
Yeah, with Johans coming off, that means the Broncos are going to go to their full spread offense with 2 slot receivers.
Yeah, looking 3rd and 14. You're going to have to get at least 7 here to make it even feasible to go for it on 4th down.
As they caught the Cowboys changing, although they have a free defensive end coming at Hefner. Hefner pulls it back and is hit by that defensive end in the middle of his throw, so it is going to fall incomplete. It's going to be 4th and long for the Broncos as they started out strong and kind of fizzled out there a little bit, Dylan.
Yeah, a little bit, again, too much movement there. They had the looks they wanted with the players playing off, but unfortunately just the offensive line either laid out of their stance or the clearing was starting to time that snap. And was able to get in the backfield even before Hefner was able to get the ball up to throw.
All right, Braden Doherty getting ready to punt. Hopefully we've fixed all the problems here on punt. And the Broncos did flinch and almost blocked again, but Braden Doherty able to get it off. It is a high punt. Bounces the Cowboy way as it's picked up by Barry and downed for the Broncos, so it will be 1st and 10 Cowboys as kind of a mid-range punt for Doherty. And the Cowboys are going to start on the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Doherty, who's been such great last year, getting favorable rolls. These last 2 punts just had a rush and not able to get any kind of spin on them. And they kind of hit and stuck.
Yep, they have hit and stuck or hit and rolled back the Cowboy way, unfortunately. Broncos good in coverage, though, getting down there right when the ball hits, able to down it quickly. However, here is Cowboys 1st and 10, lining up in that traditional wing tee. And it's going to be a handoff to Sesker coming around the end, lead blocked by Meyer. Paulson is going to be able to wrap him up and take him out of bounds, but not before a Cowboy first down.
Again, good job, Paulson. Again, being the safety valve, this front four kind of getting blown back right now. And again, Hefner and Paulson both got to be pushing towards 10 tackles. Multiple of them saving touchdowns in the open field.
Looks like on the defensive line right now we got Juan Medina, Mark Mamboasa, Carver Buchanan, Max Swisher, Jackson Johans. And it's going to be a handoff to Meyer as he squeezes past. The Broncos found themselves 3 yards deep. They ran right underneath him. And Meyer, dragging the Broncos, able to stand up, finally brought down by the Broncos. I think it ended up being Johans jumping on top and finally bringing him down as Paulson and Stephenson were all hanging on. And it looks like we might have a cramp.
Yeah, kind of a weird tackle
for Meyer.
Kind of got rolled up on and pushed down. Maybe got a knee in the calf, caused Charlie Horse into that cramp.
And it looks like they're going to get some water in the teams here. Taking a break, and we'll take a break as well and be right back after a word from our sponsor.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond, Klemme, and surrounding areas.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans here. Again, just a cramp for Meyer as he's stretching it out on the sideline. Cowboys now 1st and 10. And it's going to be a toss to Sesker as he's able to follow his blockers, cut up into the open field, and he's able to walk into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown as there was a huge cutback lane in the Bronco defense. And Sesker walks in untouched for another Cowboy touchdown. That'll bring the score, Cowboys 36, Broncos 8. As I would assume we are going to see the Cowboys go for 2, as they've gone for 2 every time so far.
Yeah, Broncos there does a good job flying to the ball, shutting down the front side, but just your backside defenders over pursue and open up the wide open backdoor cut.
Very different look for the backfield of the Cowboys as all 3 of their starting running backs or fullbacks are on the sideline working out cramps or are already injured. Best wishes to them on getting better for the following weeks as another toss to Sesker, and he is going to walk in the end zone for a 2-point conversion following his blockers again, and that is going to up the score for the Cowboys 38-8 for the Broncos. We'll be right back after this for the Bronco kick return.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as the Broncos get lined up for a kick return here. Same as always, Duran, Paulson, and Stephenson back deep to return the kick. And hopefully the Broncos are still holding their head high here. just the first week of the season, so we're still playing for plenty of football here as 7:47 to go, 7:46, sorry, to go in the third quarter as the Cowboys look to kick off.
Again, 2 great kicks the last couple times for the Cowboys. Again, not to be able to field clean by Duran or Paulson. This one, low line drive.
It's going to be returned by Duran. A nice clean return so far. And unfortunately, he's going to run backwards a little bit, try and miss a few tackles, but is taken down by a couple of Cowboys. And we're going to see another Cowboy go down, I think. Oh, nope. I think he's getting up. He's hobbling up here.
Yeah, looks like, he's going right back down. Looks to be another
cramp. Going to be Holmes down for the Cowboys. He's kind of been limping since that second quarter, and I think it finally got him. And so, again, we're going to have another timeout, injury timeout here, so we'll take a break and be right back.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond-Klemme, and surrounding areas.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmont today. 641-444-3214.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as Holmes able to make it off the field with a little bit of help. And it's going to be Broncos 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line. Hefner takes the snap, looks for a quick pass to Lamb, complete. Lamb cuts inside. No gain after the catch, however. Looks like about a 4-yard gain.
Again,
second and 6 for the Broncos.
Again, we talked about with that wing T, really getting that forward progress to start getting those 3-4-yard runs. Again, Broncos starting to get that identity down on their own with those short passes, those quick outs and run. And again, it's kind of been the only way the Broncos have moved the ball outside of 2 really nice passes from Hefner to Lamb and Hefner to Doherty.
Motion by Duran. Hefner flips it to Stephenson on the sweep, and he's able to break a tackle and gain a few more yards for the Broncos. A nice 3 or 4 yard gain as well. And looks like it's going to be, they're going to give him about 1 yard, unfortunately. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Broncos.
Downside, he caught the ball probably 5-6 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, so all those tackles he avoided were in the backfield. But he was able to fight forward for a 1 yard gain on about all the 10 yards of running.
Motion by Duran as Hefner takes the snap. Comes back
pressure.
Looking for a deep ball to Doherty, and it's complete. He's off to the races if he can miss Hefty. There he goes. Doherty down the sideline, the 10. He's in for the score. It's going to be a 75-yard touchdown pass from Hefner to Doherty. Second touchdown of the season for the Broncos. Going to bring the score. Cowboys 38, Broncos 14. 75-yard touchdown grab by Braden Doherty.
A beautiful stop and go route. Doherty runs that curl, corner bites on it, and just, again, became a foot race and was able to get the step. Doherty being a very qualified track runner and a state qualifier in the high jump last year.
Yeah, able to get a step on Hefty there, the cornerback. And again, was off to the races. Hefty went for the dive, missed, and Doherty was untouched for that 75-yard touchdown pass completion. And the Broncos are going to go for 2 here. Hefner's looking to pass to Lamb. Not open. He's going to have to run for it, and he's able to get in for the 2-point conversion. Kind of a broken play, and Hefner turning it into a positive. That's going to bring the Broncos score to 16, 38-16. Let's see if the Broncos can come out with a stop. We'll be right back after this.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond, Klemme, and surrounding areas.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, after that beautiful 75-yard touchdown catch from Hefner to Doherty, and then Hefner able to punch the 2-point conversion in as well. The Broncos now to kick off. Brayton Doherty, the senior. Next week, you'll see us at home taking on the Newman Knights. And Newman actually had to play last night on Thursday night, falling to Central Springs 28-27. So Newman will come in 0-1 on the season. Let's hope the Broncos can bounce back tonight and get ready for a home opener against the Newman Knights next week on Friday.
Yeah, Bronco offense has shown a lot of promise here in the second half, starting to move the ball, get a big touchdown there, and now it just comes down to can the defense get some stops and get some momentum going into next week.
Doherty again with a squib kick. Kind of goes off to the left side, and it's going to be good field position for the Cowboys as they down it on the 40. Not exactly what I don't think that's what Doherty wanted, but hey, sometimes that happens to the best of us, going off the side of the foot there. And Cowboys are going to have good field advantage starting on their 40-yard line.
I think that was supposed to be a little punch kick up the middle and maybe get a high bounce and see if you can recover it. Unfortunately, yeah, just mistimed his swing, and good Cowboys start just 41-yard line, and again going right back to that wing T run. Let's see if the Broncos can stop that trap this time.
Here we go, 1st and 10 Cowboys in that wing T formation. It's going to be a handoff to Meyer as he's able to shed 1 tackle, 2 tackles.
Gets the edge.
And yes, he gets the edge as Hefner's able to knock him out of bounds into the kicking net actually. And the Broncos just need to go back to the huddle and not stare anyone down, as there's really no point to stare someone down when you're down 38-16, folks.
Agreed. And even though you have a big hit, that was after a just about 20-yard run. So again, Meyer again hitting the backfield again by the Broncos.
Meyer's down again with cramps, it looks like.
Yeah, it takes kind of a weird fall into the kicking net there, and again, looks like both legs are getting worked out right now. So again, Broncos kind of catching a break here with some of these cramps for the Cowboys. See if they can get a stop here now that they're on their 3rd, 4th, 5th string running backs.
Yeah, as Moracle goes for a pass, there's going to be a penalty on the Cowboys.
This
looks
one's
like
going to be a clear hold, and we have a Bronco.
Yeah, Johans is down. He's getting back up though, folks. Trying to work it out. Might be a cramp himself.
Yeah, this was a blatant hold right in the backfield. I think it was Johans had a great jump off the line, and the Cowboy defender just grabbed him right inside the shoulder pads and pulled him down to the ground.
And this is going to be a penalty on the Cowboys, which will back them up 10 yards for the holding.
Johans is staying down, so he's
kind of there hasn't been too many penalties tonight, Dylan. It's been kind of a clean game.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie, Dylan. I've seen a lot of holds out there by the Cowboys, but they're kind of within those trenches, and the officials are letting them play.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of the wing T offense is everything's so congested. It's hard to see the difference in a hold and just guys kind of getting mangled up. Again, as they're stretching out Johans for cramps, we're going to cut to a quick ad break when we back.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
All right, we're back, folks. Jackson Johans able to get to the sideline on his own power, so that's a positive thing there as Zach Hansen enters the ball game for the Broncos. And it's going to be a toss to Sesker. Nice block by the quarterback on Swisher. Again, defensive line kind of getting too deep in the backfield as they're able to run underneath them. And the Cowboys are able to gain a lot of those penalty yards back, brought down by a host of Broncos, however, with Zach Hansen there on the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, it's one thing I know Coach Fauborg talked about in practice. Again, with this wing T, this trap play, you can't over pursue. You got to maintain your spots and maintain your man responsibility. There's 3-guy option. You got to have one on each. And unfortunately, the Broncos being a little too aggressive right now, being a little inexperienced across that line. Getting caught over pursuit 2 or 3 plays in a row now.
And another toss to Sesker. And he's going to be wrapped up initially by Stephenson. A couple other Broncos end up knocking Stephenson off of him. And then he's able to gain a few more yards cutting back, but finally brought down by Braden Doherty on the left-hand side of the field there.
And that tackle by Braden saves the first down. Now it does bring to a 3rd and manageable, but again, a huge stop by the Broncos. As we have about 4 and just past the 4:50 mark in the 3rd quarter. As the Cowboys make a bulk sub, a couple Cowboy backs are kind of hobbling off, and
it looks like
5 on the play clock.
Meyer and Gonzalez are back in the ball game for the Cowboys, and it is
to Gonzalez.
Yeah, it
able
is
to get the corner. We get a flag down though.
Yep, I think it's going to be on Meyer for holding. He kind of drove a Bronco into the ground over there on the sideline.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those weird where they might actually gain a yard on the play from the hold, but it's still 3rd down.
Yeah, because it will be a spot foul, so it's 10 yards back from the spot of the foul.
The spot looks to be just shy of the 15, so going to bring him back to about the...
Yep, and that's what they call holding on the Cowboys.
Where the spot ends up. Actually sends him back just about a half a yard. And the Broncos fortunate of that as Gonzalez was able to get the corner, and Meyer just a little too aggressive on the block, drives the guy to the ground and gets caught. As we have another cramp on the sideline, looks like, for the Broncos. Not able to see who went over there, but
it looks like Mark Mambawasa, I believe, is over there with the cramp, I believe. 3rd and short here, toss to Sesker. Offensive line, and yes, looks like, I think it's Zach Hansen bringing him down on the tackle. Yes, it was, along with Blaze Paulson. And you're right, Dylan, it is going to be close here to the 1st down. Let's see. And I think it's going to be in a measurement. It's that close.
And we'll see if we can get our best view at it here. As we get the chains out here, let's see if I can get a good view of this for us. And as they stretch it out, it is good by a good yard.
Yeah, it is a clear 1st down there, unfortunately, folks. So it will be 1st and 10 Cowboys.
Again, good play by the Broncos, holding to a short gain. Unfortunately, not able to get that first tackle down again, and was able to fall forward for just enough of that 1st down.
And looks like Meyer's going to come out of the pile and race for another Cowboy touchdown again, kind of bottled up by the Broncos, and he's able to find the corner, and he was off to the races for another Cowboy touchdown. That will bring the score 44 for CGD to the Broncos 16.
Yeah, Bronco just no answer right now for the dives, and Myers kind of just taking advantage of a tired Bronco front, just not able to get off the blocks and cannot be touched almost till 5 yards past the line.
It looks like Braden Hartema in the ball game for the Broncos at defensive tackle for Mark Mamboasa, as Jaime Stephenson on the blitz is able to bring down Gonzalez on the two-point conversion. And so the two-point conversion unsuccessful. Jaime Stephenson with a great play for the Broncos, and hopefully we can take that momentum into the next kick return. We'll be right back after this.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as the Broncos get set for the kick return. Cowboys running up the score right now, 44-16. Let's hope the Broncos can get back into this game on this drive, stick with those nice passes, and set up that long ball like we did last drive.
Yeah, big for the Broncos, trying to get some more momentum. Again, this game might be out of reach, but there's still plenty of game to play and build momentum going into Newman next week. Again, good chance, just like in the West Hancock, we see some of Clarion, maybe JV, and some of the Bronco JV check here in the fourth quarter, as we're looking at just about a 30-point deficit.
Saul Duran, Blaze Paulson, and Jaime Stephenson back deep. And the kick is up for the Cowboys, and it's going to go to Duran, who's able to field it cleanly and get up into the middle, able to gain a few yards and get up to the 32-yard line for the Broncos. Nice return for Saul Duran.
Yeah, Saul, just such a shifty runner. We saw on a couple of those out routes, able to fight for a first down in the first half, and a couple of kick returns, really fighting for about 5 extra yards than what he should have had. Again, Broncos looking to keep that offensive rhythm going. Again, still struggling to run the ball. That offensive line not getting too many running lanes opened up, but again, their quick pass game has been electric and has hit a couple deep ones to Doherty and one early to Kyson. We'll see what Coach Faubourg draws up here. Again, Clarion corners playing off again.
Paulson starting in the slot here. Motion by Stephenson, a nice swing pass out to him. An okay block by Paulson. However, Stephenson only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And we got another Cowboy down. And this looks to be the quarterback. If he comes off the field, that would be the full backfield for the Clarion Cowboys coming off the field. And we'll go ahead. It looks like they're stretching out another cramp. We'll take another break and be right back, folks.
Waldorf University's tuition match scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a four-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the tuition match scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuition match today.
All right, we're back, folks. Moracle with the cramp, the quarterback for the Cowboys, able to hustle off the field himself. And looks like Sesker is coming in to replace him on defense as the Broncos get set up in their spread offense with two slot receivers, Duran and Paulson. Hefner takes the snap, looks for a quick pass over to Lamb, completes it, and Lamb is able to get a first down for the Broncos as he spins for a 12 or 13-yard gain there. Nice completion again, a mid-range completion, Hefner to Lamb.
Yeah, again, Broncos going to what's working, that quick pass, those curl routes. Again, it's this Clarion defense and offense been kind of decimated with cramps right now. As Joel Meyer checks off here, gets a drink of water, still a little hobbled up from the cramps. We'll see if the Broncos can keep trying to take advantage of the open looks.
Oh, we got double motion by the Broncos. That's going to end up being a penalty.
Yep, it will.
And they're still going to let him play, however. It is a completion to Paulson, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Hefty.
Again, if both guys come to set, they would let it play, but unfortunately the play design snapping on the motion.
Just a small mental mistake there, Dylan, as completely fixable for the Broncos.
Yeah, downside going gun is when you have two slot guys. Kind of both thought they're moving in motion there, and again, looks like Coach Faubourg pulling something out of the Dolphins playbook with that kind of jet motion to get the head start, kind of Canadian football rules-esque. And actually ended up going to the guy in motion and who had a wide open route on that.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be a nice completion there from Hefner to Paulson. However, the Broncos are going to start 1st and 15 here on the 45. I'm sorry, on the 40. Duran goes in motion, fakes the jet sweep. Hefner goes up to Lamb, and it is complete. Lamb can't keep his footing and goes down. However, it is going to be a Bronco first down. Looks like about another 20-yard gain from Hefner to Lamb.
Yeah, Lamb a little frustrated. Was looking to cut back and just kind of lost his feet underneath him. But, again, Brody pressure in his face. Just did an old Tim Tebow-esque jump pass, floated out to him, and Kyson went and got it.
Yeah, great heads-up play by Hefner, able to get it out there. And unfortunately, the Cowboy are grateful that the Cowboy defender was not looking, and Lamb able to go up and get it. As we're just about under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, as the Broncos have a 1st and 10, staying with that spread offense. Again, motion by Duran, and again, more confusion, unfortunately, as there's going to be a flag. It will be a false start on the Broncos, and that'll back them up 5. They'll start 1st and 15 again. We had a positive play off 1st and 15 last time, Dylan. Let's see if we can't do it a second time.
Yeah, just one of those. Definitely trying out some new plays here, trying some new stuff this season, and out of that spread formation, just some miscommunication from the two slots to each other.
Duran in motion again. Over into that trips. Backwards, backside pass to Lamb, who slips down, and he regains those 5 yards that we just got. Nice completion again from Hefner to Lamb for 5. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Broncos here. Again, Broncos able to just chip away down the field as the cornerbacks continue to play off for the Cowboys. Just stick with those short little 5-6 yard passes that could eventually turn into, like we saw, a 75-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I agree. It's frustrating for a player like Brody who wants to make the big play, and that's kind of what Clarion's banking on, is he gets a little anxious and wants to take the shot. And when you do get 2-minute motion again, I think we had.
Yeah, we did switch our receivers there, Dylan, as Doherty went to the other side of the field and Lamb lined up on our side of the field. So that's the first time I think we've seen that tonight.
It looks like trying to get Kyson again on the wide side of the field, kind of been beating his corner one-on-one, and most likely was probably going to go right back to it there, but Doherty just a little anxious on that play, on that far side.
You know, we talked about a clean game so far, and then unfortunately this drive has been riddled with flags for the Broncos. As Hefner steps back, throws underneath to Lamb. Lamb tries to avoid a tackle and gets planted.
We are going to have a flag. I don't know if they're going to call that a legal tackle, driving him in the ground, or.
The flag was thrown almost
right
before the
contact,
tackle. Yeah, so not 100% sure what this flag is going to be unless it is a man. Was there an illegal man downfield maybe by the offensive lineman?
That was spotted. Did Doherty push off? Or, yeah, just having Doherty push off on that. We'll see.
Well, they're going to call a hold
on the
Broncos, so it must have happened Where the flag is, there was absolutely nobody but Kyson Lamb, so I'm not quite sure how they are going to call that as a spot of the foul. A hold would have occurred by one of the offensive linemen on the play. So, again, a little confusion. I think the call is correct, just maybe the placement might not be. So it is a penalty on the Broncos, however, negates the completion to Lamb, and it is going to be
about second
and 15. So
Broncos able to actually gain a yard on that penalty,
yeah,
though the completion didn't count. It was kind of a phantom area where it got thrown. Not sure if they were calling.
Kind of like the last play just didn't exist, and we're going to start over here.
A little strange. Refs have done good so far this game, though. But
motion by Duran, and it's going to be a fake throw to Doherty, but they are going to get pressure on him. He is able to get the pass off. However, it falls incomplete to Paulson. Paulson's making his case, but it clearly touched the ground.
This ref over there, they called it a catch.
Wow.
That's a very generous call.
The Broncos are getting a huge break there.
The refs are the coaches.
Yeah,
10 yards onto the field, really pleading the case to the back judge.
I mean, we'll take it, folks, but I cannot believe that. I mean, it clearly touched the ground before Paulson caught the ball.
We have
and they're going to have it
here for ref discussion.
They're going to discuss it, and we'll see here.
Clocks are at 0 currently.
So either way, I believe it will be the end of the third quarter. They're going to discuss it during the middle of the quarter. So, folks, we will be back here for the start of the fourth after a word from our sponsors.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today. Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
All right, we're back, folks. They did count it a catch, so we'll call it a great catch by Paulson there as Hefner looks over to the Duran, almost broken up and intercepted by the Cowboys. Again, we'll take that break, and hopefully we can use it to our advantage. It is going to be, however, 4th and short after that incompletion by Hefner.
Yeah, again, had the open look, but unfortunately passed just a little late, and the clearing defenders were able to close on it. Sewell taking another shot tonight.
Broncos come out 4th and short here with the spread offense. And Hefner looks to Doherty for a nice quick pass, and that's going to be a first down as Doherty gets ran out of bounds. Good little completion again, as that's kind of been what's been working for us tonight, Dylan, is those small 5-6 yard completions as the cornerbacks are really playing off.
Yeah, it was a story of last year when they really got going was those quick curls, letting Doherty and Kyson Lamb run. And, again, going back to it, I think this kind of showing going to next week and against Newman to take advantage of especially if those corners play off like they are tonight. Take advantage of the easy ones, settle for the quick ones. Now the clearing corners are pressing up. We'll see if they stay there. We have a
and we're
flag.
going to have another flag. It's going to be another false start on the Broncos, I believe. Oh, Clarion. Oh, they're going to call encroachment on Clarion, lining up in the neutral zone. So a break for the Broncos as we're going to gain 5 yards on that penalty. And so the Broncos are in the red zone territory here
Yeah, and really for the
first and 5.
For the first time tonight, clearing corners, pressing up on the receivers, really forcing the Broncos, forcing Clarion to kind of go out of their game plan.
Yeah, let's see if we can't catch them with another stop and go there like we kind of did with Doherty the last time.
It is
and
the
there it is,
wide
and
open.
we're wide open. Paulson for the touchdown.
And we have a flag at the
Yep, I
end.
believe they hit Hefner late, so hopefully this stands, folks, as hopefully it's a roughing on the passer. And Blaze Paulson standing in the end zone for a wide open touchdown. Hefner able to hit him. Nice first touchdown for the sophomore, Blaze Paulson. Let's hope it stands, folks.
It had the slant or the little bubble and go and just had the seam wide open.
Yep,
It
it
was
is
roughing the passer.
roughing the passer on the Cowboys, so touchdown will stand. A nice 15-yard throw and catch from Hefner to Paulson, their first of the year. And we'll see the Broncos go for 2 as that brings the score 44-22 in favor of the Cowboys.
Yeah, play's kind of been set up all night. And all three, safety, corner, linebacker, all bit hard on that bubble screen. And Blaze Paulson just walked in, nobody even within 15 yards of him.
Okay, it is a pitch to Stephenson on the 2-point conversion. Let's see if he can get
Chances
around
gonna
the
be
edge. He
close.
does, and he dives in for the 2-point conversion. So 2 successful back-to-back plays by the Broncos, a run and a pass. Jaime Stephenson dives in for the 2-point conversion. That'll bring the score Cowboys 44, Broncos 24. We'll be right back after this.
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all this stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the and school.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as we're getting lined up. The Cowboys look like they're expecting an onside kick here from the Broncos, as it looks like they have their hands team out there. And we'll see if the Broncos do intend to onside it or if they take advantage of the one person deep and try and pin the Cowboys deep, as they do get that 15-yard penalty assessed on this kickoff. So we are kicking off 15 yards ahead of what we normally do by Braden Doherty.
This is one thing we saw Doherty last year, kind of float one down the sideline.
And he is going to kick it deep, and it's going to go, it's actually going to go out of bounds, and unfortunately it's going to be a penalty on the Broncos. And the Broncos just can't catch a break, as the ball's going to come clear up to the 35 if they choose to take it.
Again,
or they can make us re-kick it. But if they take it and bring it up to the 35, that will be essentially a 10-yard kick.
Which essentially would have been an onside anyways.
Yep, so we'll see here. The Coach Vogel for the Cowboys is still discussing it with the officials on his options and what he plans to do.
I'd imagine as a coach you'd want to take it out at the 35.
Yeah.
Again, you got what you wanted out of it. A lot of bad things happen if you
Bronco defense is out there. And, yep, it looks like that's what they're going to intend to do.
Yep.
And, I'm not quite sure. They're taking it at the 20-yard line, I guess.
20, okay. Not sure about that rule there. Unless they're saying.
I'm
not sure what that's.
Not 100% sure what's happening there. Normally when a ball goes out of bounds on a kickoff, they get it. It's brought back to the 35. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, that's fine. But they're going to go with the call here as the Cowboys start with the ball, 1st and 10 on the 20. And it's going to be a handoff to Gonzalez. And
Dances takes the shot, takes another shot. Hefner with a shot this time.
It's going to be Hardeman on the tackle along with Stephenson.
Again, a lot of contact, and again, about 5 or 6 Broncos hustling around the play to limit to about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Hardeman, a sophomore for the Broncos, kind of came into his own over the summer as well, attending a lot of weight room and speed and agility sessions, seeing some play time early here, as the Cowboys are going to have double motion, so they'll have the same penalty as Meyer makes a strong run brought down by Stephenson again. But it is going to be a penalty, and that will not count, and they'll go back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 10 Cowboys.
Get the procedure penalty, and again, Broncos fortunate because, again, Meyer running through 4 or 5 Bronco arm tackles and gets about 20 yards on that run, 15, 20 yards on that run. And all that, Cowboys are back. It could be a 2nd and a long 11, maybe 12. And Clarion slow to get out of the huddle, about 15 on the play clock as they line it up. Bunch of Broncos looking to press in. There's going to be a sweep. Gets to the corner, turned him up.
And Sesker is stopped by the Broncos. Stephenson again on the stop. Man on a mission this series on defense for the Broncos. Jaime Stephenson, the sophomore.
Yeah, last drive, Jaime kind of being our kind of most consistent running back on that 2-point conversion, getting to the edge, breaking a tackle and fighting it in. Just earning more and more time. Such a good kid in class. Have him in math this year, and again, good to see him getting some more opportunities.
Going to be 3rd and long for the Cowboys here. Let's hope the Broncos can get a stop and force them into a punting situation. And it is going to be a handoff to Meyer, and unfortunately he finds a lot of room.
Breaks 2.
Breaks a tackle, and he's dragging 3 Broncos. And Paulson and Swisher are finally able to bring him down at midfield, but not before a Cowboy first down and a gain of about 20.
Yeah, Meyer right now just a man on a mission. Bronco just bouncing off of him. Again, going to be a problem all season for all the 1A teams that are going to have to play this Clarion team. Again, Meyer's a player they're going to have to focus on. That trap play has just become deadly on that. Pulling around guard leading the way.
Yeah, the Cowboys face the Hampton Dumont Bulldogs next week, I believe. So I know Hampton dropping down to 2A this year, so maybe I misspoke. Maybe Clarion is still 2A. They are 1A.
They are 1A.
Says Dylan. So we'll go with him. He's a lot smarter than me. Cowboys now, Sesker goes in motion. It's a counter to Gonzalez. And Johans with the tackle there. Coming back around, and he brings Gonzalez down to the ground with a hard tackle. As Gonzalez kind of slow to get up still, fighting his own demons here, just trying to stay in the ball game.
Now we talked about just that Clarion backfield right now, kind of really banged up with cramps. Again, every hit you see, you just make a wonder. You're sitting up 20 points. Do you want to risk having these varsity guys out there with a big game with Hampton coming next week? Or do you pull some of these guys, protect their bodies, and make it in next week? Broncos trying to get some momentum going with their defense. Stick with that 6-man front, who unfortunately just haven't been able to hold up right now against this wing T pulling guards.
Toss to Sesker, and he's wrapped up by Medina, and the Broncos are able to stop him for a short gain.
About 2-yard gain.
Hardeman in on the tackle, along with Stephenson again.
Yeah, Medina really kind of improving every play. Just constantly said his name as he's really making first contact, slowing him down. Unfortunately, just not able to finish those tackles right now. But being his second year ever playing football, and again, still just learning the game to begin with, it's good to see him getting pressure early. And Clarion run the clock down to 9 on the play clock, 8-7 and ticking. Just able to get it off. Gets a little
hand off to Meyer, and the Broncos are able to bowl their way into the backfield and bring Meyer down for a loss. That's going to be the first of the loss of the night to Meyer carrying the ball. And again, I think it was Medina, Dylan.
Yeah, just one of those, again, just freakish athletes. Juan Medina, have the joy of having him in basketball. Worked with had him work all summer. Some of the smoothest athlete you'll ever see, a 6'5", 240-pound player, and again, can't say enough nice things about the kid. Super respectful, and again, got a chance to even become a varsity goalkeeper this year in the soccer team.
All right, here we go. It's going to be 4th down. Cowboys are going for it. And it's going to be a toss to Gonzalez. Quarterback lead blocking. Medina again on the tackle. It's going to be a turnover on down, folks. Juan Medina, 3 plays in a row there, making the play. Great job by the senior for the Broncos. And it should be a turnover on downs here. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah,
and it is going to be a 1st and 10 Broncos.
Man, just a great defensive series for Juan Medina there, and the entire Bronco defense finally starting to get early pressure and again taking that ball back. Really the first stop of the game against this Clarion wing T attack.
Yeah, nice defensive stand there by the Broncos. 7:17 to go, 7:13 to go here in the 4th quarter. As the Broncos turn it around, let's see if we can put some numbers back up on the board here. Nobody over the slot receiver right now. As he looks for that short pass, rolls out to the right, wants Doherty to go deep and can't find him. As if Doherty would have went deep, would have been wide open there, but Hefner had to hurry and get rid of it. Falls incomplete, going to be 2nd and 10 Broncos.
Yeah, Cowboys still getting that immediate pressure off the defensive right, offense's left. Again, by Swisher and Buchanan. And 2 of our better offensive linemen, 2 young sophomores, and unfortunately right now just getting beat by the superior, just amazing athlete in Joel Meyer. Hefner back and gun, but tail to his right.
Takes the snap, has to step up in the pocket, and he is sacked by 3 Cowboys. Joel Meyer leads the way for the Cowboys on that sack as the pocket just collapses underneath Hefner.
Well, that's why Meyer has to be pushing towards, again, 5, maybe 4 or 5 sacks tonight. Hefner just constantly been under pressure all night long, brings us to a 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, 3rd and long here for the Broncos. Let's see what Coach Faubourg dials up here for a play call.
And just north of 6.5 minutes left in the game. Broncos trying to build some momentum. His offensive line needs to find a little more juice right now, protect Hefner.
And with 3 seconds to go on the clock, Coach Faubourg calls a timeout, wants to talk about it. We did have a couple of Broncos look like they were confused and needed to be put in their right spot there. So good call by Coach Faubourg. We'll take one as well and be right back.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett. Serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
All right, we're back, folks, here. The Broncos finishing that timeout, talking about it. It is 3rd and long. Hopefully he draws up a 15-yard play here. That's what we're going to need for a 1st down.
Yeah, one of those where, again, those quick passes have worked. We're going to see if we can either stem something off a quick pass or even kind of catch Clarion being a little too aggressive as the safeties and corners are starting to move up every play. Again, Hefner needs enough time to throw. He's had a couple shots at Doherty deep. He's just not enough time to get it to him. Offensive line just needs to hold up for just another second. Let Brody step into one here.
Stephenson goes in motion. Hefner avoids the sack, gets it out to Lamb midfield, and let's
just
see
about
here.
A yard short.
Gonna be a couple 2 to 3 yards short of the 1st down. So Coach Faubourg with a decision to make. I would assume we are going for it.
Yeah, right about midfield. Again, a good play, about a 10-yard in route. Lamb, unfortunately, not able to break the tackle, but.
And it looked like Meyer came untouched to the quarterback. Brody just barely getting it out before he was hit.
Yeah, again, Brody.
Not a guy you want to let go without touching him there, Dylan.
No, again, 240 pounds running full speed at you is not something you want your quarterback to see. And now looks like they kind of slid him to the other side.
And there we go. Hefner with another quick pass over to Lamb. He does get the 1st down on the 4th down, so the Broncos do convert. Another nice mid-range pass. Keep it up, Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos really gaining momentum here on offense. As the game clock will stop just north of 5.5 minutes left in the game. Broncos really looking to score, cut this lead a little bit. Show you got a little bit of fight left in you and build some momentum into next week in Newman.
Broncos now with a true spread of 2 slot receivers. As Hefner rolls out to the left, looking to pass over the middle, intended for Paulson, but out of his reach, falls incomplete at the foot of a Cowboy there, and it is going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little confusing decision. Again, I get that's the wide side of the field, but Brody, a right-handed quarterback, almost all night has been rolling to his left and has had to flip his hips every throw and kind of sailed 3 or 4 now on those tough cross-body throws. Again, one of those you might want to see if you can get either the field flipped or even roll on short side just to make those throws a little easier on him.
Here we go. Hefner calling for motion, and the opposite guy motioned here, Paulson. And as Hefner rolls out, and he's going to go deep to Doherty. Doherty goes up for it, out of his hands, going to fall incomplete. Pretty contested by the cornerback Hefty again. And again, not sure if that was a broken play or not. Hefner calling for one side to come in motion, and it was the opposite side that came in motion. So,
yeah, kind of had to improvise and actually had a chance on it. Doherty kind of had to contort his body and does kind of bounce off his hands. Not an easy catch at all, but something we've seen Doherty come down with in the past.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 for the Broncos here. Let's see if they can convert.
And based on this drive so far, 4-down territory, so Coach Fallborg can still take those underneath routes, especially with the Cowboys playing still 8 to 10 yards off again.
You bet, Dylan. Got two downs to get it, as Hefner does go back to that mid-range one to Lamb, and he almost gets it, folks. I think he got 9 out of that. Yeah. 8 or 9 anyway, so it'll be 4th and short. Another manageable conversion coming up here for the Broncos.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see, and we saw last year a lot where Hefner would start the gun and kind of walk into the QB sneak. See if you can use some of that size to just push Parker Doherty in front of him forward a couple yards and convert.
It is 4th and short here. And that is what Hefner's going to do. He's going to go under for the quarterback sneak, and he is going to gain 3 yards. That will be enough for the 1st down for the Broncos. You could kind of tell that was going to happen as the Broncos went into pistol formation. That was the first time tonight where Stephenson went behind Hefner.
Bronco a little slow to get up. It does appear to be Hefner is on kind of the bottom of the pile, but he is going to be okay, able to regroup back in the huddle. Again, that was kind of the Broncos' money on 4th and short last year. I think they had 4 or 5.
Hard to bring down a quarterback that's 6'4", 220, 230. As Hefner looks to pass it over the middle to Paulson. Again, kind of sailed that one way over his head. It will be 2nd and 10 for the Broncos, as I'm not even sure Paulson was ready for that pass.
Yeah, it looks like Brody got a little gun shy on that, felt the pressure early and kind of let it go a little before he wanted to, and just that timing route just not quite there. And 2nd and long, but again, we're starting to see the near side corners play a little more up. Again, a far side corner playing 10-plus yards off. And now they're kind of walking up to 5 yards, still plenty of room.
We're going to see a trips formation for the Broncos. 3 receivers to one side, first time tonight. They have motioned into it, but they're going to actually start in it tonight. And Hefner's going to go to the single receiver side. Lamb goes up with an amazing catch for a 1st down. Goes over 2 defenders, reaches over to his right, and makes a great grab. Kyson Lamb having a great night. Quiet but great night.
Yeah. Just one of those, like, the Broncos offense has been humming as much as you wanted to, especially in the second half. Unfortunately, defense just kind of put him behind the ball with that, unable to stop the run. But, again, Bronco offense looked just as good as last year, putting up 24 points. Ideally, on most nights, 24 would be enough to win it for you. Unfortunately, just tonight weren't able to get the stops they needed.
Yeah, nice consistent showing there over by the 6'1 receiver, Kyson Lamb. As Duran goes in motion, fakes the handoff, goes back to the single receiver. Doherty goes through his hands, contested again by Hefty, as a couple of linemen are getting up, and pass falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 Broncos.
Yeah, again, a good play call. Again, Brody put just a little bit too much on it, put a little too high for Doherty. Wasn't able to get his hands up quick enough and kind of skated past his head. Again, these Broncos right now are about 2 or 3 just ticks off of running about 4 or 5 easy touchdowns in. Again, something that as the year goes on, will get cleaned up. Brody getting back into consistency with his receivers, missing the last 3 games last year. And we'll see what Brody and Coach Fauberg draw up here. Gets the motion.
Again, looks like they were going to try to run the same play, but brought down by Meyer again for a sack. Comes untouched. Joel Meyer off the end and is able to bring Brody down before he gets the play off.
Yeah, one of those weird plays where it looks like half the lineman slid right, the other half slid or kind of zone blocked, and Meyer just came in untouched, right up the gut. And interesting to see how many Meyer has today. I'd imagine he's pushing 5 or 6 sacks on Hefner.
Paulson comes over in that trips formation, and the Broncos are going to take a timeout, as it looks like that's not what Coach Fauberg wanted. And we'll take a timeout as well and be right back after this timeout.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond-Klemme, and surrounding areas.
All right, we're back, folks, as the Broncos finish up their timeout. Cowboys heading out there on defense. Let's see if the Broncos can punch it in. It is 3rd and long, folks, 3rd and 17 on the 18-yard line for the Broncos. They're going to need a big play. It is 4-down territory, so they do got 2 downs to get it. But it looks like there's about a 1-yard difference between the first down marker and the goal line here. So hopefully we can get it punched in within the next 2 downs. Hefner takes the snap, goes deep to Doherty. Doherty's got to come back, and oh my goodness.
Play, a lot of contact.
Yeah, a lot of contact, driving Doherty out of bounds by Hefty. No flag, however, so they let him play, and it's going to go down as an incompletion. A long 4th down coming up for the Broncos to try and get it in the end zone.
Again, one of those very questionable no call, but the rest kind of let the receivers play all night. Again, led to an interception for the Cowboys when Paulson and a Cowboy corner ran into each other. A little questionable. We'll see, again, what the Broncos call here, and we'll see if the refs call us a little closer on the second play.
Hefner takes the pass, rolls out, almost sacked, is able to avoid it. He's almost got hit by Meyer again. Goes up, throws a high ball to Doherty. Doherty's able to go up, high point it, and get it, come down in the end zone. Hefner to Doherty for another touchdown. That's going to put the Broncos up to 30 on the scoreboard. So an 18-yard touchdown pass, Hefner to Doherty, his second of the night.
Yeah, just one of those, you throw a jump ball to your best receiver, let him go jump, and the state qualifying high jumper went and grabbed that ball at the back of the end zone.
Yeah, nice toss up there. Nice catch by Doherty going up and high pointing it. Again, Broncos on the scoreboard, 30 points tonight. You know, that's definitely a positive for the Broncos if they're unable to pull this off. But they are going to go for the 2-point conversion. So far, I think we've put in the last 2, Dylan. So let's see if we can punch in a third.
Yeah, Broncos pretty consistent offensively in the second half. And defensively, if they're really stopping everyone but Meyer tonight.
And Hefner looking to pass again over the middle and tries to get rid of it just to avoid the sack. In real play, I'm guessing that would be intentional grounding. However, the 2-point conversion is just going to go unsuccessful. Yeah. So scoreboard will stay Cowboys 44, Broncos 30. We'll be right back after this.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
All right, we're back, folks, here as the Broncos will kick off. We'll see the senior Braden Doherty. And back deep, looks like the Cowboys are going to set up their hands team again. Sesker will be back deep for the Broncos, as the Broncos this time will be kicking off from the regular 40-yard line. We'll see what they do, if they onside it or if they try and kick a mid-range one and get down there and force the Cowboys to go the length of the field.
I said there's a lot of green space down there, so if you can get one up in the air,
yeah,
you got good enough athletes. See if they can get under and sneak through some of these Cowboy.
Nice little pooch kick, and nope, they are going to go for the onside, and the Cowboys come up and get it before it goes 10 yards. That is legal for them to do, and they're able to recover it and take the ball right there. It's going to be, looks like the 48-yard line on the Broncos side.
Yeah, pretty risky play, actually. Catches it kind of mid-bounce and lets it kind of go to stomach and was able to hold on. One of those that could have been very bad if he just, again, times that just raw and bounced off his chest. That's an easy Bronco ball.
You know, anytime there is an onside, Dylan, it is hard to lay those off as it's coming at you. You don't want to be the guy that messed up. So, again, you know, good recovery by the Cowboys. Unfortunately for the Broncos, it'll be Cowboys 1st and 10 on the 48 in Bronco territory.
Just shy of 3 minutes left on the clock. Again, Cowboys looking to run a couple plays, see if they can get the clock running and go home tonight with no more injuries.
Gonzalez goes in motion, and it is a quarterback keeper following Meyer, and he's going to be brought down by 3 or 4 Broncos. It's going to look like Swisher's in there, Paulson's in there at the bottom of the pile, and Stephenson. Looks like it's about a 4 or 5 yard gain. It'll be second and mid-range for the Cowboys. We'll go 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Bronco defense coming off a great stop and great stand last time. We'll see. I'm not sure if Medina is in. I can't quite see from this.
Yeah, he's over. He's over there on the right-hand side, on the other side of Mark there.
Again, coming off a great possession last time. We'll see if he can keep getting some pressure and get into these Cowboys in the backfield.
It is a handoff to Meyer. He's able to avoid a lot of tackles and cut the corner. Should have been brought down in the backfield. Had 3 Broncos on him, able to shed him and turn that into about a 15, 20-yard gain for the Cowboys and another first down.
Yeah, it looks like Swisher had him once and then kind of got a guy underneath his feet. He had to hop over and with just enough space for Meyer to break to the corner. Or J.D. Moracle, my mistake. And looking 1st and 10, clock running. Just about to pass the 2-minute mark. And the Cowboys no hurry to get a snap off. Again, 14 in the play clock. Looking to run this down as much as possible.
Broncos, I think, with just 1 timeout left.
Yep.
And it is going to be a sweep by Gonzalez. He is able to get the corner again and brought down by Johans, though, on the backside. Again, I saw 2 or 3 Cowboys trying to drag the Broncos down. That should be holding. But for some reason, they're getting away with it, Dylan. And the Broncos are just going to have to pick themselves up and dust themselves off and play the next play.
Yeah, benefit of the wing tee, kind of refs let you scrum a little bit more in the middle. And whether that's right or wrong, it's kind of one of the benefits of that old school offense. Again, closing in on a minute left here in the game. Cowboys taking their time on the motion. Does get the rocket toss. Flip to
Sesker. He cuts it back and is able to be brought down by Swisher of the Broncos. So it will go to a 3rd down. Our clock and the game clock a little off. Game clock shows about 48 seconds left in the ball game.
clock down about 38 in the actual game, 20 on the play clock. So, again, really only have to get about one more snap off. They let this run all the way down. We'll see what Clarion wants to do here.
And they are giving it to Gonzalez. He's going to come around the edge, fight through a few Broncos, and have about 4 Broncos bring him down. Yeah, it looks like here Braden Hartema and Brody Hefner in on the tackle. That's going to be it for the ball game, though, folks. Clarion Goldfield Dallas Cowboys are going to take the victory here 44-30 over the Belmond-Klemme Broncos. The Broncos are going to go into next week 0-1 and face the Newman Knights 0-1 themselves. Again, it'll be our home opener against the Newman Knights. Hopefully we can pack the stands and everybody can get out there. We will be live streaming that game from home as well. Congrats tonight to the Cowboys taking this first game of the rivalry, bringing it back, the Wright County rivalry, as the Cowboys and the Broncos shake hands. Anything else to add, Dylan?
I mean, just a game where there's positives to build from. The offense really started getting going there in the second half. Defense, again, if you can figure out how to stop the run, it's going to be a very successful season on that half. We get 3 more Wing T teams we're going to see this year with West Hancock, Sioux Central, and West Fork.
Yeah, a lot to work on, but everything is manageable and able to some easy fixes there, as the Cowboys were just a little bit bigger and outmatched and wore the Broncos down tonight. And we'll go ahead and cut to some sponsor breaks, and we'll be right back after this.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a 4-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuitionmatch today.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, with the post game here. Clarion Goldfield Dallas Cowboys taking this 44-30. They were able to put the points up fast and first, unfortunately, outmatching the Broncos in the trenches. And a lot of their running backs able to gain quite a few yards tonight. Joel Meyer, the big fullback from Sweden, able to put a lot of points on the board and kind of run through the Broncos. However, the Broncos did show some bright spots tonight in the passing game, throwing up those short passes between Hefner and Doherty and Hefner and Lamb, and then able to go on those stop-and-go routes, connecting with Doherty on 2 touchdowns, one for 75 yards and one for 18 yards, and then able to pound a few 2-point conversions in with Hefner and Stephenson. Anything to add there, Dylan?
Yeah, just a good night overall for the offense, and get to go into play and get some revenge on Newman, a team that we had beat until the very last play of the game when they kind of got a last-second touchdown on us. Again, a new team for both sides. Broncos bringing a lot of starters back, some momentum there from the second half, and a good matchup for the Broncos next week, going home against Newman Catholic. I hope everyone who's listening can either come out to the game. Again, I plan on putting the link again on Facebook for those who want to, and I'll put the dress-up themes that I know for this week. And again, I appreciate everyone for listening, supporting, and then again, any sponsors that want to add to the show, as we've played through multiple other sponsors multiple times, contact Carl at KOW or reach out to James Severson. He'll put you in contact with Carl, and we will love to play your ad, and we'd love to have you guys support the Bronco live stream.
Again,